I have arrived. Welcome, henchbuns. Welcome back to the stream. It's a new week, a brand new week here at our Rose Rabbit headquarters. And I'm excited to dig deeper into episode 7. I'd like to remind everybody watching that we're currently in the throes of our ecstatic donation goal, where upon completion I will stream Sonic 1, 2, CD, 3, and Knuckles in a single stream. I will play all of those if we reach the goal. So we're 150 in, nearly halfway. Many things are happening this episode. You are exactly correct. We are in the middle of what must be the longest confession in criminal history, fictional or otherwise, because it's like literally a chapter book. When you have chapters to your life confession, to your epic crime, that's when you know you're in for it. Things are going on a long-winded path, which you could probably say about Umineko in general. There is a lot to shuffle through. They're just laying all their cards on the table after shuffling through them. There's a lot going on. We just gotta hit this point by a point in chronological order now, starting from like years before the story even started. But yeah, if we complete that goal, I will stream a bunch of classic Sonic games, games that I like a lot, games that I'm good at. I'm good at all video games, of course, but I'm particularly good at these ones. Except maybe like Sonic 1 and CD, I haven't played those as much. But 2 and 3 I'm pretty good at. So if you'd like to see me play those, consider donating and I will blitz through them all in a single stream. And maybe there will be a special stretch goal for Sonic Mania, if you would like to see that. Okay, I'm done chilling. Now we can read the story. It's story time, story time. Open the book, see what's inside. That's where we were. We finished chapter 2 of chapter 7. This is getting confusing. It's already so confusing. Clap, 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 clap. Clappa. Can I get some clappas in chat for chapter 2? It's like a Homestuck. I don't understand your Homestuck references. I've never read it. Oh, that's right, the Steak Maids.
ヤスはどんくさいだけじゃなく、よく物をなくしたわね。なのに、さも私はなくしてません。確かに置いたのに誰かが取ったんです。みたいな目つきをしてて、本当に。That's
right, they're all maids. That's where they come from.
集中力のない子だった。無意識でぼんやり行動してるから、自分の行動がいい加減になる。でも、最初のうちだけですよ。 途中からは注意するようになって、そういうこともなくなって、
They got good.
立派になりましたし。そうだっけ？まあその程度できて当たり前なんだけどね。
その当たり前ができるようになるのが成長というもの。
I would say that yes, yeah, that is part of growing up. It seems pretty blatant. That seems like kind of a common sense thing.
というか。
Like, you learn basic tasks as you age. Yeah, that's kind of like just basic biological growth, I suppose. Elite. I don't know, they're like 6 years old. I don't think they really had a choice in that matter. I'm just saying.
一生懸命学校とお仕事を両立させて頑張ってるのに、みんなちょっと厳しすぎると思います。その厳しい中から選ばれたのが私たちでしょ。私たちに甘やかす義理はないわ。つくづく。やすってなんであんなどんくさいのに選ばれたの？さっぱりだわ。福音の家の誰もが憧れる。
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this child labor stuff doesn't work out very well for anybody, does it? Why does this 6-year-old child suck at doing maid chores? It's a mystery.
ヤスはどうして推薦を得られたのか不思議なくらい
いろいろと要領が悪かもちろん年相応には努力している。しかしそれに納得できない先輩使用人たちはいつしか休み、ことあるごとに小意地悪に接するようになるので、
bully that baby, bully that 6-year-old. You're like 10 years older than them, but you're gonna do it anyways.
いや、いることにはいるが、それは人間ではないのだ。
Chapter 3, Days Enraptured. Hooray! We're nearly halfway there. No, we're not. Actually, there's 9. I thought there was 8.
そういう時もありますね。忙しい時に限って。妖精さんがいたずらでもしてるんじゃないかしら。
All those damn fairies. They love pulling pranks. I hate them so. It's a witch pulling pranks on me. I mean, I knew I'd put it right there, and when I looked away for just a second, it had disappeared. The witch had pranked me again. I left my master key behind. Madam found out, and I got in a lot of trouble. But I always put my master key in my pocket after I use it. Why was it in a place like that? And this is the 3rd time it's happened. The last 2 times, I realized that it wasn't in my pocket and managed to find it before anyone else found out. But the 3rd time, Madam found it. I was really mad and frustrated with that witch in the red dress. Oh, that gop. Always playing some funny pranks.
でも魔女が相手ならおまじないでなんとかできるかもしれませんよ。
A ritual? Kumasawa-san started fishing through the kitchen cupboard, saying, "Now where did that get to?" The thing she finally found and brought to me was a kite string. She stretched it out for me to see, then used a knife to cut off a 50-centimeter piece.
これの端に鍵をくくりつけ、反対の端はポケットのボタンのところにでも目立たないように
Yeah, now
くくり
you'll
つけて
never
おきま
lose
しょう。
it.
これは雲の糸のおまじないなのですよ。
Yeah, it's definitely a charm and not just like a way to not lose something. A spider web, like the ones the evil spirits of Rokenjima fear?
そう、よく覚えてますね。この島の雲の糸には霊力が宿っていて、強い魔除けの力を持っていると言われていました。ほら、こうしてピーンと張ると雲の糸のようでしょ。これで雲の糸が苦手なベアトリーチェ様はもういたずらができないというわけですよ。
That does make sense. It really does look like a spider web when pulled tight. Since Kumasawa-san says so, it must have some pretty strong evil repelling power. Grandma would never lie to me. I can just ask her to make several of these kite strings for me, and then I can tie them to everything I don't want to lose. But of course, that wouldn't be very practical. I'd have strings all over me. What about things I can't keep tied to me, like pencils and erasers?
そういう時は別のおまじないがありますよ。それは鉛筆さんや消しゴム
Behold
さん
my
に
magic
お家を
pencil
作ってあげ
box.
るおまじないですよ。
Make a house? You mean build a roof and a bed and stuff?
お家を作るのではなく、お家を決めてあげるのですよ。例えば、このタコ糸を切った包丁さんも、僕もうお家に帰るって。寂しがり屋さんだからすぐにお家に帰りたくなってしまうの。だからお家じゃないところに置いてしまうと。
That's right, my demon repelling pencil box. No demon can reach in and take things.
ほら、こんなところに置きっぱなしにしたから。
Kumasawa is very funny. I like her.
しまいましたよ。
Poor thing. We have to get Mr. Knife home.
包丁さんのお家はここですよ。ほら、家族の包丁さんたちがみんな待っているお家ですよ。ママ、ただいま、おかえりって。ね？
Kumasawa-san returned the knife to the knife holder under the sink. Even though she had done something so ordinary, I felt slightly moved, as though the lost little knife had finished his adventure and finally returned home. Once he slid into the spot he was supposed to be in, all the knives would be together and could have a party. Then Kumasawa said we should give them their privacy and shut the door.
魔女に隠されてしまって困るものはきっと寂
That's
しがり
right,
屋
all
さんなんです
objects are
よ。
alive. It's like Toy Story.
だから魔女が楽しいところに連れて行ってあげようねって言うと喜んでついて行ってしまうんです。
Or some
そうならない
Shinto stuff,
た
I
めには
guess.
どうしたらいいでしょうね。
Take them home right away.
そうですよ。寂しがり屋だからすぐに魔女について行ってしまう
That's
いけ
right.
ない子たちなんです。
Household appliances love being stolen by witches.
すぐにお家に返してあ
They
げる
love it so much. Haven't you seen the brave little
さっき
toaster?
タコ
They
糸で
love
縛った
sneaking
ま
out
ま
of your house.
そこに置きっぱなしのマスターキーさんも早くポケットのお家に帰りたいってクスンクスン泣いてますよ。
Sob, sob, I'm lonely. The voice of the lonely Master Key finally reached my ears. I hurried to pick it up, took the other end of the string and tied it to my pocket button, and put the key in my pocket.
ほらただいまって。マスターキーさんも寂しがり屋だからお仕事で使った後はすぐお家へ返してあげましょうね。こういうお友達を少しずつ増やしていけば
That's right, they won't leave your pocket if they love you. You have to make every object love you. You have to kiss every object. Clink. When break time was over and I stood up to see what I should help with next, I felt a tug, and the key ring with the master key fell to the floor. Once again, I had left the master key on the side of the sofa and forgotten it was there. The instant I stood up, the string pulled on it and it fell to the floor. Without Kumasawa-san's spiderweb charm, I would probably have left that master key lying here again. The master key left all alone would have been led away by the witch and disappeared. Phew, that was close. And once again, I heard the master key, who had almost been left on its own, cry and tell me that it wanted to go home. I'm sorry. Come on, let's get back to my home and let's get back home to my pocket. Yay, I'm home! Thank goodness. I almost got pranked by the witch again.
なんとまあ
Oh, she's so mad.
糸で結ぶとは面白い真似を
Foiled again! All of a sudden, I heard a wild, shocked voice from over my shoulder. It was a voiceless voice, a witch's voice, the kind you can't hear unless you try. Beatrice?
そうであるぞ
Yep, that's Beatrice. That's what she looks like.
ぼんやりとまた鍵を置き忘れるからそれでからかってやろうと思っていたら
It's a spiderweb charm that Kumasawa-san showed me. Apparently, it does its job well.
悔しいが効き目はあるぞ
That's right. That's our iconic witch, Beato. That's the one we've known this whole visual novel.
そなたもカミソリの刃に指を当て横に滑らせたくはあるまい
That's what she looks like. She's always looked like this. Ah, that's a scary example. My finger hurts just thinking about it.
しかしよかったではないかまた鍵をなくしたと夏日に怒られずに済んだぞわらわのおかげだな感謝せよ
Why?
わらわが腹立たしかったからこそまじないを覚えたのであろうそのまじないでそなたは
That's
鍵を
so
またしても
true.
置き忘れ
You
る
can
と
always
いうこと
annoy
を
people into learning their lesson. I do it all the time.
つまりわらわのおかげも同然ということよ感謝されるのも道理であろう
I really don't like it, but she does have a point. Because of all the trouble Beatrice caused me, I talked to Kumasawa-san and learned the ritual from her. Even without the witch's pranking, if I didn't have that ritual, I would have gone to my next job and left the master key here. If that happened, then surely I wouldn't have been able to find the key, and it would have been a big mess.
こういうのを一罰百回というわらわは友人としてそなたのミスを過剰にい
That's
た
right,
ず
it
ら
was
し
just
て
a
思い
friendly
知らせること
gesture.
でこうしてそなたを立派に教育したというわけなのだ
I get the feeling that Kumasawa-san is the one I should be thanking, not you.
やれやれ、魔女とはつくづく感謝されぬ限り。
I know. It's so difficult. Anyway, I win this time. Okay, I need to get back to work now.
よかろうとも我が友よ、今回は勝ちを許そうぞ。
Flawless victory.
されどわらわは諦めが悪い。この負けを取り返すべく以後さらにますますにそなたのミスを探そうと伺い続けるであろうぞ。心せよ、そそっかしいそなたが置き忘れる小道具などいくらでもある。それらすべてにタコ糸を縛るわけにもいくまい。
Spiderweb ritual isn't the only one I have. I also learned the take them home ritual. I won't let you have your way anymore.
どの程度そなたがやれるものか拝見それに。
It is pretty funny though that like to imagine this like ancient adult witch lady just getting her kicks fucking with a 6-year-old.
晴れやかな笑顔を見せよって。魔女が来るのは笑う角でなく泣きっ面がふさわしい。もう休み時間は終わっているぞ。せいぜい今日も先輩たちの足を引かぬように仕事に精を出すがよかろう。
I don't really, you know, me myself, I'm not really interested in messing with children. I mostly want them out of my sight. I want them gone. I don't like children. Sure, today is Sunday and the weather is wonderful. I'd better do my best.
せいぜい励め。そうそう、レイネの機嫌が朝から悪い。
Sanon?
目を合わせぬ方がよかろう。それから水難の層が出ておるぞ。水の入ったバケツの近くでは常に注意するがよかろうぞ。そなたのこと。
Not buckets of water. I hope no bucket of water is placed above a door frame and falls on me when I open the door.
心待ちにしている。
Giggle. Thank you, Beatrice. Back when I still couldn't see her, I simply hated this prank-loving witch. But now that I could talk with her, it felt as though she wasn't all bad. Of course, there was no need for me to be grateful to her. To the witch called Beatrice, who despises boredom, mocking the misfortune of others is like what eating food is to us. Humans and witches are different, incompatible beings, and yet it felt as though we could become friends. Of course, she's still a witch. I mustn't get careless. And yet, not being careless is a good thing. Thanks to the tricks and rituals I use to keep her at bay, I'm able to concentrate. They could hardly be a bad thing. Those things will be useful for my job and my life, even when I don't have to worry about the witch's pranks. I see, so this witch called Beatrice really is like a demon. Apparently, it's possible to build up a friendship even while speaking hostilely to each other. I feel like hostilely isn't really a good word. Like speaking with hostility? Speaking to each other with hostility? Hostility is... I think it's grammatically accurate, but it's kind of awkward. I don't know. It's just me, you know. Syntax is important, people.
いろいろなおまじないのせいかな。
ですね。あの子は本当に律儀な子だから、私の教えたおまじないをしっかり守っているようです。
They were very good at making up bullshit.
いちいち
Just
タコ
like
糸
me,
で縛って
Kumasawa. Beep, beep, boo doo 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 doo.
あるいはいちいちお家へ帰るってええ、時折口に出してやってました。まるでお道具とおままごとをしてるみたいでとても可愛らしかったですよ。
子供みたい。
子供でしょ。
Ha 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 ha.
大人になら同じ言い方をすれば伝わりますけれど、子供は本当にいろんな子がいて、いろいろな言い方があるん
Sounds
です。
like another kid in this story, almost like it's like some sort of
見つ
parallel.
けてあげれば、ものは上手に教えられるんですよ。
怒られる方が覚える子、褒められる方が覚える子、いろいろですものね。
Some children are
近所の
neurodivergent.
子にちゃんと物をしまわないと妖精さんが隠しちゃうぞって脅したこと。その妖精があの子の場合は魔女になったというだけの話。
しかしなんだか運命的な話だね。
だって熊沢はこの子がベアトリーチェの子だって知ってたんでしょ？
ええ、知っていましたとも。
ベアトリーチェの子に魔女ベアトリーチェがいたずらするから物をちゃんと片付けるようにって教えるなんてなんだかおかしいですね。
We're not even at peak sadness. Oh, yeah, I know. I know things are gonna get worse before they get better. That's how this visual novel rolls. It is certainly sad to imagine that, you know, the anti-fantasy perspective, which is, none of this shit is real. Like the rituals and the witches and stuff. Which is a child coping with a horrible situation.
だからあの子が物を魔女に隠されていたずらをされると言ってきたとき思ったのです。これはきっと亡くなられたベアトリーチェ様が魔女になって自分の子に物を片付けなさいと教えに来ているに違いないと。だからあの子にはそう教えるのが一番だと思ったのです。
物を置いた場所をすぐ忘れるとかすぐなくすとかそういう悪評があったのにそれを払拭してからはどんどん明るくなっていきましたね。
弱点は克服することで強みとなり自信となって人を
Personally,
た
I
く
would
ましく
just
して
have
くれる
strengths
の
that
で
are
す。
strengths. I would never have weaknesses to begin with.
あの子のそんな日々の小さな成長がそれはもう実の孫のように可愛らしかったですとも。
源氏様お疲れ様です。
皆大掃除ご苦労だった。普段使うことも少ない客室だがいつ何時大切なお客様を止めることになる。
Sometimes people just show up here for some
清
reason.
掃もまた寸分の気の緩みもあってはならん。
無論です。使用人一同心得ております。
そうあってほしい。見回ったところこれを拾った。これは誰のであるか。
Genji took a master key ring out of his pocket. Apparently, someone had dropped their master key. All the servants swung around to look at me, the usual offender.
なーに？またやす？そんな決めつけはいけませんよ。
私はもちろん持ってるわよ。こんな大事なものを落とすわけがない。みんなは？
持ってます。
持ってる。
ほらやす、あんたこの間奥様にきつく絞られたのにまだ分かってないの？これだからあんたはい
つもの我ならば冷たき目線を集めただけで火のあるなしにかかわらず萎縮。しかしもう我は違う。
I am confident
だ
now.
から誇らしい。
I have this key tied to my body.
高々と掲げるのだ。
ほう、落とさないようにという工夫か。良い心がけだ。
Genji-sama's face was as expressionless as ever. However, those were unmistakably words of praise.
そうです。もう落とさないんです。だっておまじないがありますからね。
That's right.
我は誇らしくうなずき満面の笑みを浮かべるのだ。この日この時この瞬間の誇らしげな体験は
Congratulations, you've solved all of your life problems.
忘れが
Psych!
たい1ページを刻むこととなる。されば源氏が見つけたる鍵は誰のもの？
There was only one servant who hadn't raised their key. As she muttered, "It has to be Yasu's key, not mine," and fished in her pocket, her face went pale.
日々の仕事に寸分の気の緩みもあってはならん。だが時に失敗はある。 それを咎めぬが己を顧みず仲間の失態を決めつける態度は
You played yourself, you
褒め
dumb
られたも
whore.
のではない。
申し訳ありません。
Look at her seethe. The older servant turned red and hung her head. Behind her, though no one else could see it, was the witch. I played a little trick on you!
我が友はもはや同じことは繰り返さぬぞ。
Bum, bum,
何し
bum,
ろ
bum.
わらわが虎視眈々と狙っているのに一向に隙を見せぬのでな。
You've got to change targets.
しかし残念。こやつが鍵をなくしたのなら早速いたずらをしてやればよかった。
Please don't prank people other than me.
何か言った？
No, nothing.
してやったりと思うつもりはないけれど、どんくさいといつもバカにされている我が、ようやく胸の晴れた。
That's okay. It's perfectly fine to feel vindictive.
この日を境に
Take pride on the downfall of your enemies. I'm always doing
後ろの家の
this.
使用人としての生活に慣れたと自覚できるようになるのである。
褒められると自分は認められたって気持ちにな
So
るよ
true. I
ね。
love being complimented. Everybody should be complimenting me all the time. Oh, hi, Gop.
人の成長に欠かせぬ。
人は成長するとどうなるのかしら。
They get taller.
まず余裕が生まれる。それまで本当にこれで正しいのかと怯えながらしていた仕事が自信を持ってなせるようになるのだ。
確かに気楽になれば余裕も生まれるね。
余裕が生まれるとどう
Latitude?
なるのかしら。
Do you mean leverage?
日々を楽しめるようになる。源氏風に言えば気を緩ませることができるとでも言おうか。
気を張りっぱなしじゃ疲れてしまう。それは良いことだね。
ってことはそれってつまりサボれるようになるということ？
Oh man, I love slacking off jobs.
サボるといえば聞こえは悪い。しかし
Slacking off is an essential
要領
job
よく仕事をこ
skill.
なし余った時間で日々を楽しむことは
That's why I've learned to get other people to do my jobs for me.
そういう時間は
That's the
人間を
ultimate
豊かにして
slacking
くれ
off
るものだ。
ability.
そういえばゴーダはよく仕事の合間にクロスワードパズルをしているね。
Oh, Goda loves his
余った材
crosswords.
料で勝手に創作料理を作ったりもしてるわ。
適度に遊び気分をリフレッシュさせるのは効率上も悪いことではなかろう。創作料理も遊び心と仕事の融合と言える。あの源氏とて誰も見ていない
Thanks for this life advice. Can we-
程よくサボっているは
What's
ずだ
going on in the story again?
テレビを見たり
What is this? A
主の酒を
very
くす
important
ねたり
episode? PSA?
小難しい本を読んでいたりしているわ。
あの源氏が
Genji watches TV? He steals alcohol? Now this is the goss I'm looking for.
要はうまく仕事の合間を縫って要領よく遊ぶということだ。過ぎれば気の緩みとも
This
言わ
actually
れる。
does explain how Genji's been able to like tolerate everything going on. He just takes huge swigs of absinthe when Kinzo isn't looking.
しかし仕事と遊びのメリハリがつけられるようになって初めて人は一人前になるのだ。つまるところ仕事だけで精一杯なうちは半人前ということよ。
あの子は仕事の合間に遊ぶということを覚えたってこと？
あの生真面目な子がサボりを覚えるなんてちょっと考えづらいね。
交流を覚えた。親切にしてくれる熊沢との仲を深め本の貸し借りとその感想を語り合う関係を得た。
Books?
我にも学校にて友人はいたが、
Yasu's a
仕事
nerd?
の都合もあり、
Reading?
友情を深め合うには至ってなかった。気取らぬジェシカも親しくしてはくれたが、夏日の厳命もあり、一緒に遊ぶこともできなかった。そんな我にとって、いつも母のように優しくしてくれる熊沢は、最も親しい存在であった。
孫ほども離れた二人のこと駆け回って遊ぶわけではない。熊沢の趣味に興味を持ったのだ。
熊沢の趣味って何かしら？
本だ。意外かもしれぬが、あの熊沢
She loves
なか
reading.
なかに推理
She's a
小
huge
説を好ん
mystery
でおっ
nut.
た。
Why is this
どんな
not
本か
surprising at
関心を
all?
持つうちに自分も読んでみることに。
その通りよ。
Mm-hmm.
推理小説は読みながらに語らうのもなかなかに楽しい。
That is true. I've done a lot of talking about this visual novel while I've read it.
すでに答えを
You
知
could
る
even
熊
say
沢に
that's
し
what
て
I've
も
done the whole time
若き
reading
知
it.
性がどのような推理を見せるのか聞くのはさぞや楽しかったに違いあるまい。
無論いきなり熊沢の読む難解なものから入りはしなかった。まずはおすすめを聞き、学校の図書室から探
Baby
してきて
mystery books for babies.
病人室にも持ち込み、休憩の合間などに少しずつ読み進めた。そして新しい推理が浮かぶたびにそれを熊沢に話し、すでに答えを知っている熊沢はニヤニヤと笑いながら我の推理に相づちを打つ。それが我にとっての楽しい時間だった。
I imagine it's been a lot of fun for people who know me to hear me do the same thing.
お風呂行かないの？浴場の時間終わっちゃうよ。
Yeah, just a bit more. Another one of the Indian figures just appeared. I don't know what this one's a reference to.
すっかりミステリー好きになっちゃって、あんまり熱中して読んでるとまた興奮して寝つけなくなっちゃうよ。
According to Kumasawa-san, the culprit has already appeared, but I don't have a clue who it is.
それどんなお話？
It's by Agatha Christie. And then there were none. Oh yeah, that's right. That's an important one for this story in particular. It's really interesting, almost like it's a crime happening on Rokenjima. Almost, right? Almost like this might have inspired someone.
それすごく有名な推理小説だよね。
I know who authors who use subtext and they're all
最
cowards.
後犯人がメッセージボトルで真相を告白するまで完全犯罪だったんだっけ？
Message bottle, you
すごいよ
say.
ね。
Shh, shh. I'm enjoying myself, so don't spoil me. Yeah, Shannon, no spoilers. Come on. This is like basic etiquette. Go take a bath now. I'll go by myself
はい
later.
はい。じゃあ後でね。お風呂忘れちゃダメよ。
Holding a change of clothes, Shannon smiled amusedly as she left the room. I probably won't be able to read the whole thing tonight. Even though I know that, I just keep turning the pages, unable to find a good place to stop. My new joy, the mystery genre. The mental game of thinking and theorizing, and also talking about it with Kumasawa-san. All of that left me enraptured.
そなたもすっかり本の
God,
虫
get
だ
out of my room. I'm trying to read.
まあ熱中して寝不足にでもなってくれればわらわもいたずらの
Sleepy
しがい
little
はある
children
と
make
よ
mistakes. We can't have that. I'd better find a place to stop soon.
わらわの生まれた太古の時代には推理小説なる娯楽はなかった。そなたの肩越しに読ませてもらっているが
Alright, you consult your
なかな
chart.
か
Just don't tell me
面白い
anything
読み物
about
で
it.
あるな。
Beato, who do you think is the culprit?
今読んでいるその本の
Yeah. Who is the UN Owen, I wonder?
孤島に犠牲者を呼び寄せし犯人であろうが
There are no more than 10 people on this island, and UN Owen doesn't exist.
島に10人を閉じ込めどこか遠くでのんきに餓死を待っているに違いあるまい。
No, that's not right. He or she is on the island. They're one of the 10 people. I just don't know who.
なぜに島には10人しかいないと決まって
Oh
い
no,
るの
not
か
mysterious person X again. I'm tired of this. I thought we were free from it. That's just how it is. Since if you doubt that, you're stuck, or it's just a standard rule of the mystery genre.
島の主であろう隠し部屋に潜んでおるのかもしれん。あるいはわらわと同類1000年を経た魔女かもしれぬぞ。いやいや たかだか10人を殺すのにこの手間では1000年は経ておらぬな。
Yeah, that would be silly.
この魔女せいぜい
That's much more
495
reasonable,
年
yeah.
程度しか生きていまいぞ。
Closed rooms do appear a lot in mystery novels, and books often use the phrase, it could only conceivably have been done with magic. And here I am, with a witch right before my eyes. It's a complicated feeling.
密室殺人とは面白いものであるな。オチを読めばそれは人間小説、すなわち推理小説となる。しかしもしオチを破いて失わせればそれは魔女小説、すなわち幻想小
We're
説となる。
talking about the theme of the visual novel again. That's an interesting way to look at it. So there's only a tiny difference between human novels and fantasy novels?
トリックがあれば人間小説になる。なければ魔女小説になる。そなたが読むその本の最後のほんの数ページを破り取るだけで、そやつをアンノーンとしてわらわに列する魔女とすることができるわけだ。
That might be surprisingly wise coming from you. So the culprit of an answerless detective novel is a witch.
この世の闇はすべて我ら魔女のものよ。さすればわらわは全世界古今東西すべての推理小説に犯人として君臨できようぞ。
Except if you reason it outright and find the true answer, then the witch is done for.
推理小説とやらはやはり面白い。これは実に愉快な思考のゲームであるぞ。
Thinking game. That's right. This is a thinking game. You fight against the book, make a theory, and then compete against friends who have also read the book.
いいや、魔女と人間の戦いでもあるぞ。わらわの密室殺人という名の魔法を許すか否定するかのミステリーという名のチェスである。
So, it isn't a book I'm reading, but a challenge against you?
いかにも先ほどシャノンが言うにはこの話、ラストではメッセージボトルによって真相が明かされるというではないか。つまりそれまでに物語の真相
You
を
better
暴くこと
figure it
が
out
できねば
before then.
そなたの負けということだ。何しろメッセージボトルがたまたま目につく
You
ところ
better
に漂
figure out
着
this
したかのよう
visual
な
novel
も
before
の。
now, I guess.
もしも割れて沈み誰の目にも触れなかったならそれは完全犯罪であり
You're running out of time.
すなわち人間には不可能。
They're telling you you're running out of time. You better solve the mystery of by now. That's a fun way to look at it. A fight between me and the witch. Yeah, I really like thinking of it that way.
これよりわらわはそなたがそれを読み終えるまで495年の魔女アンノーンであるぞ。そなたに我が孤島殺人のトリックが見破れるかな。
Wait, is this still then there were none, or is this the most dangerous game? Feels just like you want to hunt me down and kill me. I do have one theory. You want to play with me, don't you? I've been reading books so much you've gotten lonely.
そうとも言う。
Girls just want to have fun. Incidentally, the game Beato and I played around and then there were none ended with my defeat. In the end, I wasn't able to build a satisfying theory and I had to learn the truth from the message bottle. Luckily, it did manage to drift into human hands. If it had sunk to the bottom of the ocean, as Beato had suggested, I would have had no way of knowing the truth. In other words, I was forced to acknowledge Yuen Owen as a witch. Mystery. I once thought it was just a genre for novels. To think that it can so easily become a fight between witches and humans, truth and fantasy, I was instantly enraptured by this new game. As the months passed by, I read through all of the mystery novels in the school library, and started to read mystery novels for adults. The big boy books. I discussed them with Kumasawa. I discussed them with Shannon. I played my games of theory chess, the fight between witches and the truth. Those days were so much fun. Oh, I am one yet many. Here's to the fun game of the mind that enraptured me. Clap, 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 clap. I don't think plays are supposed to have this many acts, but we'll go with it, I guess. Chapter 4, New Days. My eyes!
第4章新しき日々
The months and years slid by. In my new, more colorful life, I smiled at the spring sunshine peeking through the trees, gazed up at the column of summer clouds, enjoyed the piles of fallen leaves in autumn, and played in the winter snow the few times it did fall. As these days passed, one after another, there was a considerable change to my environment. The servants coming from the Fukuen house had switched. Though there weren't specific grades like in school, so there was no rule saying how long a servant could work before quitting. Each servant made their own decision about when they would graduate from Rokenjima. Some of those who couldn't stand the environment would quit in as little as 3 days. After all, life on Rokenjima was strict. It was also strict in the Fukuen house, of course, but there were a lot of Rokenjima-only rules. And Natsuhi, the one who supervised the servants, was also very authoritarian. I was probably easy to feel trapped. That trapped feeling and the money sat on opposite sides of the scale they used to decide the time of their graduation. And sometimes, someone from the Ushiromiya family would use their influence to secure someone a new job, encouraging them to spread their wings and start a new life. The cycle usually lasted 2 or 3 years. No one decided this, but it was one of the goals most servants shot for, an unspoken rule. I guess that makes sense. 2 or 3 years of saving all that money, get a recommendation from a rich guy, 2 or 3 years would probably cover you for a while. However, I was an exception to that rule. I continued to go to school on Nijima while still living as a servant. That year, all of the Fukuen house servants quit at once. It wasn't at all rare for friends to quit at the same time as each other. All of my fellow servants from the Fukuen house graduated from the island at once, leaving only me behind. Of course, I wasn't on particularly good terms with them. On the contrary, it was annoying to be treated like a kid and called Yasu all the time. Though some new servants had come after me, the older ones had already gotten them believing that Yasu loses things all the time, so it wasn't really any more pleasant to have new comrades. Those unpleasant older servants, as well as the ones who started at the same time or after I did, all quit at once. The Ushiromiya family made no effort to stop them from leaving. Adult servants were easier to handle in the first place. The Fukuen house servants were only accepted so that they could be trained. And so, all of the servants besides me left, and no one tried to stop them. All 7 of those girlies, they're off to go make a polycool. I don't lose things anymore. Yeah, the 7 bad bitches.
どうしてヤスはここに推薦されたの？それを言ったら、未だに奥様がヤスの勤務を認めてる方が意外だわ。逃げ出さない分だけ根性があるってもんだ。しっかりな、ヤス。
I hate being called Yasu. At the very end, I finally said the one thing I'd always wanted to say to them. However, they basically ignored me and just picked up their things and left. Sucks for you, kiddo. I didn't even want to. That's okay. If the feeling is mutual, you don't have to be friends with anybody. You can all just hate each other. Mutual hate can be just as fun as mutual friendship. But at least you have one friend, Shannon, who has seemingly been with you since the beginning of time and did not leave with everybody else, and who you would really admire and want to be exactly like. Which isn't weird at all. There's nothing strange going on with the existence of Shannon. Yeah, you're right. I felt just a bit disappointed. I never got a chance to prove to them that I could take care of myself.
人は最初の印象をいつまでも引きずる生き物だからね。だから仕方がない。
Shikata ganai!
あなたがどんな
She
素
said
晴
it,
ら
chat.
しい人間に成長
She
した
said
か
it, henchbuns. Mark one off on the Shikata ganai chat. Not chat. Shikata ganai counts.
彼女らはきっといつまでもヤスと呼び続けてあなたをバカにしたと思うもの。そんな人たちに認めさせようと思うなんて全然意味のないことなんだよ。
That's right, you don't need the admiration of bitches. Yes. Yeah, you're right, Shannon. I'll completely forget about those people. And then they didn't, as we know.
あなたには私や熊沢さんなどの素敵な友達がいるじゃない。そして新しい使用人の人たちの前では今度は一人前の姿を見せてあげればいい。
Shannon was exactly right. Ever since that day when I held the key with the spiderweb charm up high, I'd regained my confidence and pride. I am now the most experienced Fukuin servant. The new servants who come will still probably be older than me, but I need to teach them the ropes as a more experienced servant. Genji-sama even told me to lead the newer servants as a senpai. Okay, I'll give it my all.
その息だね。一緒に頑張ろう。
Yeah. Ganbaro.
アスネと申します。よろしくお願いいたします。
Oh, yep, there's the younger ones. Yep.
よろしくお願いします。
The newly arrived servants looked a bit superficial. When I firstly joined the Uchiromiya family, I was incredibly nervous. However, I couldn't see any trace of that nervousness in those girls.
ええ。基本的には成績が優秀で貧困法制な子が選ばれます。
どうやって選ぶの？誰が選ぶの？
理事の先生方が来て。
I like how Zephar and Furfur are asking questions like this is like a police investigation, like they're being interrogated.
他にも
It's like they've got it really is the climax of the detective story where everybody's in the room and they're all admitting to stuff and they're being interrogated by the detective.
じゃあ先生の前でだけいいこぶってても合格できちゃうってことも？まあその先生が見て良いと判断されれば合格すること。
Some people in this story are more concerned with passing than others.
部
It's
員
a
の
little
家へやっ
joke.
てくる子たちはいつだって個性的だった。それが使用人としての日々の中で研磨され、やがては後ろ宮家の使用人の名に恥じない立派な姿とはいえ、それを促すのは先輩使用人たちの役目。今や我だけが古参である以上、彼女らを立派に導く責務があるのだ。
新しく来た子たちはどんな感じだった？
もちろんエリートね。
エリートね。
奥様や源氏様の前ではそうだったと思います。でも目上の方がいらっしゃらない時はそのちょっと不真面目だったみたいで。アスネさん、お道具は使うたびにちゃんと台車に戻してください。え？はーい、ごめんなさい。
I also have to be alert as a more experienced servant. And Belna-san, you shouldn't set your key down in a place like that. You'll lose it.
なくしません。私、置いた場所は
Oh no, Gop's gonna get her so good. When I first arrived here, the older servants would often tell me off, just as I had done now. They would probably have been mean and obnoxious about it. I had hated that, so I tried to be more gentle when admonishing them, but they wouldn't take me seriously. But listen up. You know there's a witch living in the mansion, don't you?
おお、ベアトリーチェよ。
Beatrice!
それ似てる。
That's true, that does sound
ま
like
さかシャ
Kento.
ノンちゃんもそれ信じてるわけじゃないですよね。いえ、本当にいるんですよ。物をほったらかしにしておくと 魔女がいたずらして隠したりするんですよ。
The witch pranks. It's true. I've gotten into trouble many times because of it.
魔女が物を隠すなんて。
そんなことあるわけないじゃないですか。
魔女なんてそんなの
いるわけない
Witches aren't real, you dummies. They're all fakes. This one was made up by a writer. Why are they making bouncy sound effects? Because they're bouncy
いるわ
bitches.
けないです。魔女なんて。
いたずらだと思ってました。いや、そう思っていられるうちが気楽だった気がします。
魔女ベアトリーチェは確かにいたと思
私は信じない。
ベアトリーチェであったかはわかりません。でも人間じゃない何かが確かにあのお屋敷にいたんじゃない
Something
かと思います。
fucked up and evil.
人間じゃない何かというのはベアトリーチェの可能性もあると思う。
バカバカしい。
私もバカバカしいと思いたい。
あれはきっとヤスのいたずら。仕返しでしょ。
Revenge.
私も最初はそう思ったけれど。
う。いたずらでは説明できないことがあっ
必要
Excuse me.
というか、具体的にはどんなことがあったの？置いたものがふっと振り返った拍子にはもうないんです。
That's right, you're getting pranked. You're getting witch pranked.
ヤスが隠したんでしょ。
最初はそう思った。そう考えるのが自然だった。でも違和感も覚えてた。あんな気弱な子がそこまでえげつないことするかなって。
Oh, but it's always the timid kids who hide their most
た。
obnoxious
どんな
side.
ことがあったか話して。
鍵束がなくなった時には私が見てない隙にヤスがひょいってどこかに隠したんだろうと思えた。でも鍵束から一つの鍵だけが消えてて、それがありもしないところから出てくるなんて考
Why not?
えられない。
その鍵だけあんたが見てない隙に引っこ抜いたんじゃないの？
そんなのできる？実際に鍵束を丸ごとひょいっと隠すならともかく、鍵束から鍵を一つ抜き取るって
Why not?
考えれば考えるほど
I'm confused. Why is it not? Why is it hard?
ガチャガチャガチャガチャ。
Oh, I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes sense.
私が背中を向けてるのよ。そんなこと悠長にやってたらいくら私がバカでも気がつく。でも音もなくスーッと鍵が一つだけ消
Couldn't
え
it
てい
have
た。
just been when you were out of the room?
あの時に初めて気がついたの。これ逆ギレしたヤスのいたずらじゃなくて、もっとそのやばいもんなんじゃね。その紛失した鍵は
Something much spookier.
私のロッカーから。
ベルネうっかり屋だからさ。ひょいって鍵をそれだけ外してロッカーにしまったのを忘れてたんじゃないの？
鍵束からなんでわざわざその鍵だけを外すわけ？はずね、鍵束の鍵外したりあるいは戻したりしたことある？私も試してみた。あれすごく硬い。わざわざやらない。やる意味ないし。私無遊病。
That would be
自
funny
分でやった
as
こと
an
の記憶さえ
explanation.
ないっての？私バカだけどそこまでバカじゃな
I
い。
may be stupid.
私そこまで自分のこと忘れてたりしない。それに私の鍵さ、確実に部屋に入った時はあったよ。じゃなきゃあの部屋の鍵私どうやって開けたわけよ。
だからさ、音をさせないようにさ、スルリとそのヤスがうまく鍵を抜いてベルネのロッカーに隠したんだよ、きっと。
私も最初はそう思った。 ヤスになめたことすんじゃねって食ってかかって。
Damn it.
でも言いながら思ってた。これ絶対変じゃねって。だってさ、あの日私たちずっとヤスと一緒にゲームをしてたわけでしょ。鍵をガチャガチャ外すほどの隙は
Spooky.
絶対ないよ。ヤスには無理っていうか誰にも不可能だよ。お父さん、受け取った時からもうマスターキーが1本足りなかったとか。だから言ってんじゃん。ちゃんと鍵は
The
最初。
mystery of the missing key.
あの部屋の鍵を開けたのは私。
Somebody pulled a funny, elaborate prank.
だから絶対鍵はあった。で、部屋に入って私バカだから
I like how she admits she is stupid.
ひょいとベッドの上に置いといた。それで掃除終わって鍵束取って正常しようとしたらもうなかった。背中を向けてはいたけれど鍵のすぐそばにいた。だから誰かが鍵を1本だけ抜くなんていたずらをして
She says it like it is, yeah.
言わせたらすぐわかる。なのにその部屋の鍵1本だけがスーッと蒸発して私のロッカーの中に。いいよ、ヤスがこっそりやったって仮定してもいい。そう考えると気楽になれるもん。でもね、じゃあどうやってロッカーに入れたわけ？ヤス、私たちとずっと一緒じゃん。
Does Yasu even have a key to that locker? Does the master key work on that?
大騒ぎしてあちこち探し回ってロッカーの中で見つけるまでずっと一緒だったじゃん。ありえないって。私、ヤスに当たり散らしながら感じ始めてた。というかヤスの瞳がさ、無言で言ってるわけ。あの子の言うさ、いつの間にか物がなくなってるって。
The witch!
みんなが言うようにあの子私と同じで突然ありえないことが起こってその
The witch is real!
ヤスはずっと一緒だったからロッカーに入れるのは不可能。
そんなおかしなことが他にも。
そう、物がなくなるとか単純にそれだけじゃないことがその後も他にも何度も何度も。さすがに薄気味悪くなって物とかその辺に置かないように気をつけたけど。
You should have tried the spiderweb ritual.
最初こそヤスなめんなって思ってたけど途中からマジでこれは違うって理解し始めた。私がポケットに入れっぱなしにしてたはずの鍵束から鍵が消えたことだってある。私は気づいた。ヤスがいたずらしてんじゃない。ヤスも私も同じ何かにやられ
The
てるん
curse
じゃ
has
ない
been passed on!
落ち着きなよ。私は一部はヤスのいたずら、それ以外のほとんどはベルネのうっかりか勘違い。
Just you being a dumb bitch.
確かに屋敷はいつも薄暗くてどこか薄気味悪かったし、なんかたたりとか呪いとかそんなのがあってもおかしくなさそうな雰囲気はあった。そのせいできっとベルネはおかしな方向に怯えちゃったんじゃないかなって。あんただって見たでしょ。ほらあの雨の日、君に消えるおかしな白い
A
影見たでし
vanishing
ょ。
white shadow?
見たけど白い何かを着た奥様かお嬢様じゃない？白い何かって何？そんな服を着てるの奥様もお嬢様も見たことないよ。というかあの貴賓室いつも施錠されてるし奥様とかは鍵持ってないし、あれは絶対幽霊とか亡霊とか、
Some sort of a
絶対に魔女の影だった。
ghost? A ghost?
とまあ途中からベルネはこんな感じ。すっかり怯えてしまった。
Totally nutty.
私はすれてるから。ベルネがビビればビビるほど魔女なんてバカらしいっ そんなのいるわけないって思いを強くしたけど、でもさすがに空気を読まざるを得なかった。というか、うかつに口にしない方がいい話題だと気づき始めてた。階段とかたたりってさ、部外者が聞くと本当にバカバカしい。でもね、そこにいる当事者からすると全然笑えない。あれは本当に笑えない話。アスネはちっとも私の話を信じてくれな
Not
か
a
った。
joke, not a fiction.
私途中からアス
real.
ネに相談するのやめて、ヤスに打ち明けて相談したの。私はあんたのいたずらだと思ってたけど、絶対にあんたじゃない。なんかおかしなものにやられてるって。
そうしたなんて。
自分も同じようなことが何度もあったけど、誰に相談しても信じてくれなかったって。第一、先輩とかはヤスのことバカにしてたけど、ヤスは言われるほど
Now you believe me, don't you? About the witch
られるのは
ghosts?
ムカつくからいつも反抗してたけど、仕事は割とそつなくこなしてた。そんなヤスがそこまでバカにされるほど物をなくすなんてことあるのかなって不思議に思ってた。だから確信したの。いる。このお屋敷には人間とは異なる何かおかしなものがいるって。
それが魔女ベアトリーチェだった。
もしそれがそう呼ばれるものならば
At
信じ
your
る。
last job, you spread a rumor there was a cat in the warehouse, and a lot of people just believed it. Yeah, that's kind of how it works, I guess.
とにかく
Make it sound
人
believable.
間じゃ説明ができないものが
People
確かに
believe
あの屋敷には
anything.
いたの。それを理解できない人たちが私やヤスのことをドジだのうっかりだの勝手に言ってた。分かってない。全然分かってない。でもベルネもさすがにヤバいと思ってしっかりするようになったじゃん。そしたら物がなくなるとかの騒ぎなくなったじゃん。やっぱりベルネの勘違いだったんだよ。違うよ、私ヤスに。シャノに熊沢さんとかにも相談したの。そしたらやっぱり魔女はいるって。古い使用人たちはみんなちゃんと敬ってるって。私はベアトリーチェなんているわけないって堂々とバカにしてたからたたられたんだって。だから心を入れ替えた。ヤスに貴賓室の人形のお参りの仕方を習った。源氏様に頼んで鎮守の社にもお参りさせてもらった。そしたら収まったの。
That's a quick turnaround.
アスネも途中から魔女のことバカにしなくなったからよかったけど、もしも空気読まずにずっとバカにし続けてたら今度はあんたがたたりの標的にされてたに違いない。私が保証するよ。絶対にあんたがたたられてた。さすがに私もドン引くかな。口に出して言いやしないけど。あんた分かってない。本当に分かってないよ。
You never understand me.
新しい後輩にはきちっと教えたよ。このお屋敷にはベアトリーチ様という魔女がいる。
And so the belief in the witch grew.
マジでたたるからって。ベルネ、物がね、消えたらそれは魔女がすぐ近くにいて私たちを見てるって合図なんだよ。いたずらだとか魔女なんかいるわけないとか、そんなことを言ったらもっともっとたたられてしまう。私もヤスもそう。鍵が消えたらそれは魔女が現れた印。
Belnason carelessly tossed her keyring on the bed again, humming as she started to clean. No matter how much I warn her, she doesn't change her ways. She's always making fun of me and calling me Yasu, so she won't listen to what I tell her. Why won't you listen to what I say? You mustn't leave things lying carelessly about. If you lower your guard, the witch will prank you. Oh, there she is now. With her teleporting powers. Tasty. Stop it, please. That's Belnasan's key. Keep your pranking to me alone. Let the others be. That's right, I can't prank you good. You don't lose stuff anymore.
Son of a bitch must pay.
冗談冗談。それにしても我が友が親切に忠告しているというのに耳を重ねては我が友を蔑む言動の数々わらわに対するものと受け取らせてもらおうぞ。
Are you planning to steal Belnasan's key? Please don't do it. She'll think I hid it again.
わらわの魔法をそなたごときの仕業と見下すかならばよかろう。
I mean, maybe if you could come up with something a little more spectacular than stealing household objects.
見せてやればよ。我が魔法を見せてやる。愚かなるベルネとやら。我が友の忠告に耳を貸さなかったことを後悔させてくれる。この希薄な体では物足りぬ。借りるぞ、そなたの体。久々に本当の魔法を見せてやりたくなったぞ。わずかのひととき。再び
Oh,
我
it's
が身を
time for a
現
good
世に。
old-fashioned possession. Huh? Ah! A shiver ran up my whole body like an electric shock. From that moment onwards, I couldn't move my body, any part of my body by my own will. Like a moment of shock after a blackout, I could do nothing but accept the fact that I had lost control over myself. All of the cells throughout my body felt tingly. It felt as though my body had been transformed into someone else's. I realized that the witch Beatrice was using my body as a vessel to revive for a short period of time. I would never get possessed. This would never work on me.
この外気の肌をくすぐる感覚。やはり肉体はいい。
What are you trying to do? Please don't do anything mean. This time, everything was backwards. My words were spoken inside my heart, and the witch's voice was coming out of my mouth.
怯えるな。
The witch is taking
す
over.
ぐに体は返す。ささやかないたずらで懲らしめるだけである。そなたが疑われるような安っぽい真似はせぬ。さあ、思い出してごらんなさい。そなたがどこにて眠っていたのや。
Everything went completely white, and my mind stopped. Once again, that tingling sensation slid up my body. I could feel it all gather in the fingers of both of my hands and come out the tips of my fingers. It was an unfathomable, indescribable, unknown sensation. My head went blank and I couldn't think at all. I could do nothing but abandon my soul to the sensation. I finally understood. This is what it's like to use magic.
さあさあ、そなたがどこにて眠っていたのや。
My finger was moved like a puppet's and danced around as though I was conducting music. We do love casting spells. I never knew that having my body move without my control could be so exciting. When Beato lifted my finger as if a string was attached to it, the key ring lying on the bed stood on end. Belnasan didn't notice, neither did Asnasan. They were fully occupied by their happy chat as they cleaned the room. I doubt that either of them would ever have dreamed that a witch was right behind them, readying herself to use magic. They probably couldn't even imagine the keyring doing a little dance right behind their backs. It was like a cartoon fairy tale I'd seen once as a kid. The happy way the keys danced and spun made it look like as though they had a will of their own. I could feel the fun of making those keys dance with my fingers wash over me. Yes, this is pleasure. As I powerlessly watched the witch control me, I couldn't help but surrender myself to this new joy called magic.
おっといけないいけない。鍵タバごとなくしては また我が友が疑われてしまう。いなくなる。そう、この部屋の鍵だけでよい。
Beato controlled my fingers, controlling the magic, and thereby controlled the keys. The key ring slumped down on the bed, and then just the mansion's master key stood on end.
さて、この鍵をどうしてやろうか。ただ消し去るだけではつまらぬという。
Throw it somewhere else, like in a locker.
ならばそうやつのロッカーに
There you go.
これならばずっと一緒にここで掃除をしている我が友にはアリバイがあるというもの。さあさあ、思い出してごらんなさい。そなたがどこで眠っていたのやら。そこは暖かくて暗い場所。ベルネのロッカーの中であるわ。
Go now! Go there, you key! When Beato snapped her fingers, the key burst and became a gold butterfly. A gold butterfly? I see, it's gold because she's a golden witch who gave the master all of his gold. Say that 3 times fast. And butterflies are scared of spider webs, so it's a gold butterfly. The minions of the witch Beatrice are gold butterflies. After flitting into the air, it burst into a shower of gold sparks and disappeared. And then, the vanished key was in Belnasan's locker. Though it was far away, in a changing room locker, I could tell exactly how it had happened. It wasn't by sight or by touch. It was by some other sense of my heart, which couldn't be explained by the 5 senses. A completely new sensation that I'd never felt before. It was a completely alien concept called magic. A completely unknown pleasure that left me in a trance.
もうよいぞ、我が友よ。この体、そなたに返すぞ。
She gone. She finished her business here inside of my body. It felt as though I'd been spinning back through space until gravity suddenly came back and threw me to the ground. Like when you're having a great dream, but you wake up suddenly, and all you remember about the dream was that it was fun. That sort of lonely feeling. Though Beato had been borrowing my body, it was my own body that used magic. I could still feel that sensation in my hands. The key ring over there had danced along with the movement of my fingers. No, that's not quite it. The key ring and my fingers had danced together. That fun, that excitement, still tingled slightly in my hands. Saying this, Belna had suddenly turned around and picked up the key ring she had thrown down on the bed. She must have realized that I was staring at it. With a grin, she put the key back into her pocket. However, she still hadn't noticed. She probably couldn't even imagine that just a single key had vanished while her back was turned for a second. It's not easy for a human to do things like that. But with magic, with just a little dance of the keys and a butterfly popping, it had disappeared. Yubi Yubi. Yes, that's good. Now let's go on to the next room. Belna-san, could you lock up this room for me? Did Belna-san's key really disappear by magic? Was that fun magic just a daydream I had? I was so scared of that being true that I tested it.
何これマジ
What's wrong?
これじゃないしこれじゃないしあれどうしたの鍵私が閉めるわけわかんない何これマスターキーがない
It's gone. Missing.
マスターキーだけないどうしてこんな頑丈なのに抜けるわけないのに
I could faintly feel the tingling sensation run across my fingers again. That night, as I gazed at the ceiling from the bed in my dorm room, I looked at my hands. I couldn't sleep. The excitement from the time those keys danced was still there in my fingers. Is this how witches always feel? I have a friend who's a witch called Beatrice. She always used to pull pranks on me with her strange magic. Because I saw this all the time, I thought I knew what magic was. But today, she had possessed my body and used magic with it. That sensation of magic that I finally felt at the time still held my heart entranced. It was a completely unknown pleasure. Unknown Pleasures is a good album. After all, by moving my fingertips, I could make the key dance as I wished. It was a strange, strange miracle of magic, something humans could not do. I still couldn't let go of that excitement. Shannon, are you awake?
Nani?
Shannon was still awake. Shannon is always early to bed, early to rise. By getting to bed early, all of her weariness disappears by the next day. She lives a model life, one that all servants should respect and admire. If I want to become a loved, respected servant like Shannon, I'll need to act that way too. However, I wasn't confident that I could do that anymore. I guess I can't become like you after all.
どうしたの突然
You were my ideal, always. Everyone in the Fukuin house loves you and is kind to you. Since you always played with me, you're the only friend I've ever had. And since you're also a wonderful servant who can carry out any task in the Ushiromiya mansion both flawlessly and gracefully. I almost said gracelessly, which is the opposite of fully. You are the target I long to reach. That's what you were to me.
一緒に頑張ろうよほら石の上にも3年って言うよみんなどんどんあなたを認めてくれているよだから一緒に素敵な使用人を目指そうよ
私使用人やめる
え
使用人より魔女の方が面白そう
Hey, we finally get a voice for Yasu.
魔女って何の話
みんなに愛されて頼りにされる使用人って今ももちろん憧れるけどでも今の私には魔女の方が憧れるの
それは
Shannon was confused. It was hardly surprising. It does sound familiar, doesn't it? All this about quitting as a servant was at least understandable, but she didn't know how to answer after hearing that her roommate wanted to become a witch.
魔女ベアトリーチェ今日ねベアトリーチェが私に乗り移って
And it was
私の体を使
awesome!
って魔法その時その未知の世界にこうゾクゾクっとしたものを感じたのそれは後ろ宮家の使用人に推薦されたことを知らされた時よりもずっと上知らなかった世界を初めて知ったような
Old men, a new world.
まるで暗闇の世界だけに住んでて世界を全て知っているようなつもりになっていた私が初めて光を知って世界を目にするようなそんな喜び興奮
Mieto had only used my fingers, made a key-ring dance, and turned a key into a butterfly before hiding it in a locker. But I'd understood it with my body. If I'd moved my fingers a different way, the ring could have flown into the air instead of just dancing, and I could have turned it into a scurrying lizard instead of a butterfly. I could have done anything. True, Beatrice's magical power was still weak. It had all happened in the little world behind the backs of the servants who were filled with anti-magic toxin. However, inside that tiny, short-lived world, I could do anything at all. Beato just happened to settle on making them dance and turning the key into a butterfly. But if she'd wanted to, she could have done anything else. The endless sensation of that free, unrestricted power. I could still feel it in my fingertips. I need more power. Could it be that, along with that sensation, a fragment of that magical power might also remain? I can tell. It's still there. There's still just a bit of it there, along with that sensation. I can do it. I can still do it. A single spot of golden light suddenly lit up in this dark room. It was right above, between my clasped hands. When I slowly opened them, I could see a single dot that sparkled gold. Shannon didn't know what the light meant. How could light appear from the palm of my hands? And yet, even with this miracle right in front of her, she couldn't understand what it was. She just sat there with her mouth open in disbelief. However, to me, this was just a return of that bit of sensation in my fingertips. The golden dot spread out and became a small gold butterfly. It flapped its wings and scattered gold sparks about like a cartoon fairy. To Shannon, it probably just looked as though a gold butterfly was flapping its wings. Of course, that alone was a miracle that she could hardly grasp. But to me, it was like a remote-control plane in the shape of a butterfly. I could control that gold butterfly however I wanted. Not clumsily with threads. I could make it flap, dance, play through the air as I wished. I was taking a walk through the air as that little butterfly. The golden glint of it pierced the darkness of the small room as it danced about freely. It was an entrancing pleasure. However, that sensation in my fingers began to weaken. I could tell that the few magic butterfly scales left in my fingers were going away. Finally, the gold butterfly flashed and turned to dust like a firework running out of juice, falling down and disappearing without a trace. I'm magic!
これが魔法。すごく魔法。魔法。私の指にまだ少しだけ魔法が残っていたから使えた。でも本当の魔女になればもっともっと自由自在に何でもできる。もう私はこの楽しさを覚えてしまったの。もう人間には戻りたくない。使用人なんて退屈なの。だから魔女になるよ。
Be a witch!
魔女になるって待って。
I've already made my decision, Shannon.
楽しかった。
Oh.
この部屋をあげるね。あなた一人で使って。じゃあね。さようなら。待って。
This isn't a realistic life goal! As Shannon called out repeatedly for me to wait, a massive planetarian swallowed me up. In the sea of the pitch-black starry sky, I was alone. We are alone here.
使用人ごっこはもうやめる。世界を変更。
I love modifying the world.
了解したぞ。それではいかようにしたものか。
シャノンのような素敵な使用人も悪くはない。でも魔女の楽しさを知ってしまったら。
Yeah, you can always aim a little higher than maid.
もう戻れない。
シャノンはどうするのか。
シャノンはシャノンで、これからも尊敬される使用人でいてくれればいい。彼女は彼女のままで。ただ、これからは私と二人ではなく、 彼女だけになる。
別れは唐突にであるね。まあよい。気まぐれな方が人生は退
It
屈すると
does.
いうもの。
So true, bestie.
されば
Fickleness is great.
魔女がやりたい。ベアトがやりたい。
しかしわらわがすでにベアトリーチェであるぞ。
あなたが魔女で私の友人という設定はそのままで、ベアトは私ということに世界を変更する。
つまり
I am altering the deal.
ベアトリーチェの友人の魔女。
そんな感じ。だからあなたは今からベアトリーチェじゃない魔女。
We're just gonna imagine a different scenario. All of our imaginary friends are changing roles.
わかった。ではわらわの新しい名前は何とする？
ふさわしい名前が思いつくまで保留にする。しばらくは名なしで。ごめんね。
よいよい。
I can't think of one, so just, hold off on
せっ
that.
かくの名前だ。熟考してもらわねば困るというもの。
あなたはベアトリーチェが幼く、まだ魔法が使えない頃からの友人。私のものを隠したりしてからかっていたことが縁の始まり。
なるほど。それがやがて魔法に目覚めたベアトリーチェの対等な友人となるわけか。ではわらわは少しお姉さん的な立場の友人であるな。
そんな感じ。
None.
喋り方どうしようかな。
ベアトリーチェの一人称はわらわですっかり馴染んでしまったな。
You must undergo voice
そなたに
training.
譲るか？
わらわという言葉遣いは私が引き継ぐ。
わかったぞ。ではわらわも。いやいや、これからはわらわではないな。私もベアトリーチェの姉的立場である魔女の友人にふさわしい喋り方を探しておくことにする。
いや、
なかなかの貫禄。
私の、いや、わらわの容姿はどうしたものか。
そうだな。私は真っ赤な魔女という感じであるからな。
Yeah, let's try a little bit of a different
赤以
aesthetic.
外の雰囲気でまとめてみてはどうか。
ベアトリーチェは夜の屋敷を徘徊するとき、白い人影の姿をすることが多い。
やはり亡霊といえば白がイメージか。
白いドレスの魔女。イメージをまとめてみる。
I need a different look than the witch in the demon red dress. A white, noble witch. Unlike the time with the red witch, I'm thinking about my own look now. So I'd like to make it beautiful and cute if I can. Yeah, they're workshopping the VTuber design. A white dress. A noble look. Like one of noble blood, but with a dark, sarcastic streak. No, she's like a tomboy princess, so her voice is a mix of formality and rudeness. Then the dress should be the exact opposite to make a nice contrast. Woman appears!
これが新しいベアトリーチェの姿なの？
これは美しい。
Or the original
大きな
Beatrice,
姫君
you
みた
should
いだ
say.
ね。
気に入った。悪くないぞこの姿。
いいじゃない。素敵よ、ベアト。
気に入った。
Everybody loves the little tooth.
実に気に入ったぞこの姿。
その調子で今度は私に素敵な名前をつけてくれると嬉しいわね。いつまでも名なしじゃん。ふてくされちゃうわ。
安心せよ。必ず立派な名前を考えてやろうぞ。それよりまず考えたいことがある。それは
らわの使う魔法のイメージである。物を隠したり別の場所に瞬間移動させる魔法はそなたのイメージ。
Yeah, I need a new gimmick.
だからわらわもわらわにふさわしい魔法のイメージを考えねばな。魔法を使うとき黄金の蝶が飛び交う。そこは譲れぬぞ。素敵ね。
The gold butterflies are
それこ
non-negotiable.
そまさに黄金の魔女。じゃあ雲の糸が苦手で社に収められている霊境が苦手でという弱点もあなたに？
万能の魔女にも何かささやかな弱点があった方が面白いというもの。ではこうしよう。雲の糸に触れたらやけどをするということとする。
Silently, a silver spider dropped down vertically. Beato, now in her new form, lightly touched the silver spider web that trailed out behind it. Hiss! As she did, there was a faint sound of flesh burning, and a thin burn was left across her fingers. Beatrice can't stand spider webs. That was one of the weaknesses of the evil spirits Kumasawa-san spoke of. Since the witch Beatrice had revived thanks to the power of those evil spirits, she had also inherited their weaknesses. Therefore, sacred mirrors are another one of my weaknesses. However, that sacred mirror in the shrine isn't too likely to appear in front of me often. That's not so fun.
では霊力のある鏡は無論のこと、鏡自体も苦手ということにしよう。
鏡って魔力があるってよく言うものね。いいんじゃない？
I feel like mirrors haven't come up too often before unless I'm forgetting.
鏡を見ると魔力が吸い取られる感じがするので苦手ということにしよう。
Like besides the sacred one in the shrine and the one Natsu he had.
面白そうだ。
If I really think about it, I'm bad with mirrors whether I make that rule or not. No matter who I want or strive to be, the only face I will ever show in a mirror is the heartlessly pathetic and realistic face of Yasu. Mirrors which always force me to face my shabby reality are something I always want to avoid. Man, if you don't get what's going on with this person by now, I don't know what to tell you. There's no way people didn't get it by now. That's right. I hate mirrors. I don't want to see my pitiful self.
一度に何もかも決めなくていいわ。世界ゆっくり
That's right, you gotta build up the VTuber lore like one piece at a time. You drop new bits every now and then just when you think of them.
分かっている。ゆっくりと魔女の生活を楽しみながらわらわの世界を膨らませてゆこうぞ。
あの狭くて暗い部屋はもうあんたの寝床じゃないわね。
わらわこそは黄金の魔女。六軒島の夜の支配者なれば夜の屋敷はわらわのもの。わらわの住まうべきは屋敷ではないか。
ベアトリーチェの部屋
The VIP room?
決まってるじゃないか。
そうね。お屋敷の2階の
Yeah, the VIP room.
魔女の貴賓室こそベアトリーチェの部屋じゃないか。
おお、そうであったな。今宵よりわらわが住まうは夜の屋敷のあの
With
部
the
屋で
doll
は
and
ない
stuff.
か。これはうっかりしていた。
じゃあ行きましょう、ベア。
Yeah, she pulled out the face again.
魔女が2人お茶をするならあんな狭い部屋じゃなくてふさわしい素敵な部屋でするべきだわ。
そうであるな。友人を招いて茶を振る舞うにはあの部屋は粗末が過ぎる。部屋を変えよう。有効ではないか。我が
シャノンとは
Goodbye, Shannon. You will surely never be relevant again. When I looked at my feet, I could see my own dorm room far beneath me. I could see Shannon, who had dashed up to the bed I lay on and had been saying wait at the moment time froze. She was as rigid as a doll. Looking down at it from this height, it really did look like a small dollhouse.
さらばだシャノン。人間としてそなたを目標にそなたと友情を育みながらの日々も
It's time for the new model, though, so I'm done with you. I'm tossing you aside.
もしわらわが 魔法の閲楽を知ることなく魔女に開眼することがなかったなら、それはこれからも変わらなかったであろう。
I was your only close friend too, wasn't I? Please forgive me for erasing that friend so suddenly. As a parting gift, I will erase me from your world. Starting now, this will not be a two-person room. It will be a single-person room with just you in it. I hope you continue to strive for your ideal and try to become a kind, reliant servant loved by everyone. Yasu, the stupid, clumsy servant who lost things all the time, doesn't exist anymore. So long, Shannon. When I mature as the witch Beatrice and stride through the nighttime mansion where I will, I may bump into you as you do your nighttime rounds. However, when I meet you again, it will not be a reunion. It will be our first meeting. After all, though you have heard the rumors of the witch Beatrice, you have never met her. So long, Shannon. Let us meet again some time and spin up some fun tale. What was I doing? Was I talking in my sleep? Apparently, I had gotten out of bed, stretched my hand towards it, and said, "Wait." This isn't the first time I've woken up to find myself saying something strange, but I don't remember ever waking up to find myself out of bed and standing up. Could this be what they call sleepwalking? We've had a little perspective change, it seems. Am I just tired? Gotta sleep. Gotta get back to sleep. I turned around to face my bed. My bed wasn't there. There was no bed in this room except the one I had just turned my back on. If I'm the only one in this room, and the only bed is the one behind me, that must mean it's my bed. That feels wrong for some reason. The bed sheets are all disarranged, as though someone had slipped out of them. This is a single-person room with me in it, right? So that there is my bed, and the traces of someone crawling out mean that I was just sleeping there until a second ago? But for some reason, that bed doesn't feel like my bed. However, though all the other kids shared rooms, I, Shannon, was given a single-person room. So there's only one bed, and it must be mine.
私、疲れてるのかな?
I mean, I must just be half asleep. School starts early tomorrow morning, and when school ends, I wanted to go to the mansion, help out with some work, and talk to Kumasawa-san about the mystery novel I just read. Come on, it's so... They literally just put Shannon in the same place. They're the same person. Come on. This isn't even they're not even trying to hide it anymore.
疲れてるからおかしなことを考えちゃうのね。おやすみなさい、シャノ。布団に包まれて静かに目を閉じれば、もう何も難しいことは考えなくていいんだよ。
I went back into my bed. It felt a bit uncomfortable to crawl into a bed that wasn't mine. Still, it might just be because I'm getting so sleepy, but it's starting to feel as though this bed is mine after all. I'm just half asleep.
私はシャノン、一人ぼっちの使用人。時々失敗もしちゃうけど、誰からも愛される優しい使
She
用人。
absorbed all of Yatsu's clumsy
お
tendencies.
やすみ、私。
Get those out of my eyes.
ああ、我こそは我にして我らなり。もう使用人ごっこは飽きた。
Cool song.
人間ごっこは飽きた。これより我は、今宵より我はベアトリーチェ。千年を経た王の魔女
Beatrice!
ベアトリーチェであるぞ。
It's her debut.
たたえよ使用人ども。怯えよ。夜回りに選ばれたることを。夜の島は、屋敷は、すべてわらわのもの。わらわの時間。 我こそは我にして我らなり。さあ我らの世界にて全てを飲み込もう。
I reject my humanity,
それは
Jojo.
まるで波動のように。
The goats aren't here yet. They haven't come up with those.
今夜も人間の書物を魚に神秘の月を飲み干そう。これがミステリー、これが密室、これが人間には不可能な犯罪とな。笑わせる。その程度の隙だらけの穴だらけが人間には不可能な犯罪とな。わらわを簡単させる素晴らしき密室魔法はないのか。ああ、やれやれ、これもこれもそれもあれもバカらしい。
She's just a huge nerd who likes mystery
薬とは
novels.
笑えるが、これでは月と書物のどちらが魚かわからぬというもの。
She's having a great
ミステリーに飽
time.
きれば蝶に姿を変えて島を、屋敷を、広大な森を自由気ままに散歩しようではないか。臆病なる夜回りの使用人の後をつけて回り、窓の戸締まりを確かめるとき、そのガラスに姿を映して肩越しに笑ってくれようぞ。何をするも自由自在、気ままで気まぐれ。
So
夜の
true.
いたずらはなかなかに楽しそうだ。
Pranks are fun.
よし、決めたぞ。今宵からはそれで遊ぼうぜ。それは愉快。今宵も愉快だ。魔女の世界は想像力の限りの全てを遊べる。わらわの想像力こそが我が魔力の
Like a
源
Green
な
Lantern.
のだ。ならばよかろう、面白い。それを無限大に広げようぞ。そしてそれで島をすべて飲み込んでやろうぞ。島の夜はすべてわらわのものなり。ああ、魔女の日々のなんと優雅で愉快なることか。ああ、我こそは我にして我らなり。
There's the laugh we all know and love.
愉快なる魔女の世界に乾杯。
And there's the... We haven't seen that glass shattering in a while either. Yeah, congratulations from Beato to
第5
Beato.
章新しき元素。
A new element. I love that Utena song.
お風呂場のアメニティは確認してくれましたか？はい、リストに沿ってしっかりと。置く時の向きもきちんとしてますか？はい、もちろん。ちゃんとリストに従いました。ありがとう。源氏様、客室の準備も完了です。
ご苦労。最後にシャノンの目でも直接すべて確認
These
する
other guys suck. You gotta double check all their work.
奥様が食堂のテーブルクロスをもう一度変えるようにと仰せだ。
あらあら、昼間に皆さんで苦労して変えたばかりだというのに、どうしてまた？
あのテーブルクロスでは
Oh, hi,
どうも
Natsuki.
色が違います。よくよく室内との調和を見てみたらやはり合いませんでした。やはり別のテーブルクロスにします。ああ、それから客間のシャンデリアの清掃はちゃんと確認しているでしょうね。エヴァさんが見上げて、あれは埃？それともまさか雲の巣？なんて言い出すことが二度とあってはなりませんよ。
ご安心を。すでに入念に清掃と確認をしております。
Ava would say that. She would be such a
私も
bitch
全
about
て
it.
を確認いたします。
そうですか。結構。私も最後に全てを確認します。シャノン、若い使用人たちを連れて新しいテーブルクロスを準備するように。
She sure does think about Ava a
もう
lot.
少し清潔感を
Ava
感
lives
じる
rent free in this
白いものを
woman's head.
探すのですよ。
Many problems in this visual novel would be solved if they just fucked each other
はい、
instead of their
か
husbands.
しこまりました。
Natsuki was even more high-strung than normal and walked about barking orders here and there. Even though the sky was beginning to get dark, the servants moved hurriedly about. Tomorrow is the annual family conference. It isn't particularly rare for each of the individual families to visit the island, but this is the only time that they all come together. It was the most important day of the year for both of the Ushiromiya family and Rogenjima. Natsuhi, who was short-tempered on top of being high-strung, kept ordering that the servants redo this or that, since it really didn't look good after all. This would keep them going until late into the night. Now that Shannon had many years of experience and Natsuhi had put her in a position of responsibility, she was called over many times to have strict orders showered on her. So when Shannon finished her shower and laid down on the bed in the waiting room, she fell asleep almost immediately. I can hear the sound of wind coming from somewhere far away. It's a bit different from the sound wind outside a room would make. It's almost as though I'm sitting in a deck chair in the rose garden, turning over in my sleep, with the feel of the wind in my hair. That's right, the feel. The feel of a video game. This isn't a sound, it's a feeling. Then is this a dream? Just as I was about to accept this theory, I thought I heard someone talking to me. My. It seems the work of a servant is just as boring as it ever was. Not only boring, but difficult, strict, constraining, joyless. All you get in return for 4 years of service is some level of respect from the newer servants. And even that is far from sufficient to repay you for all the hard work you've done.
もういい加減飽きはその生活に。
Huh? Who? She wasn't just imagining someone talking to her. She was shocked to find that it was real. When Shannon opened her eyes, she gulped. You've been teleported to the Mind Palace!
ここは
She couldn't say anymore. She was literally stunned silent. Shannon, who had been sleeping on a bed, was somehow in a rose garden. However, though this rose garden somehow resembled the rose garden on Rokenjima, it was also completely different. After all, the roses were golden, and it wasn't just the flowers, but the dancing butterflies too. It was a golden rose garden of mysterious beauty. Somehow, Shannon was sitting in a chair under the arbor. It was as though she'd taken a nap there and woken up from a dream. But it felt strange. Is this golden rose garden a dream? For some strange reason, it felt as though my entire life up to this point had been a dream, and that I had finally awakened here.
ようこそシャノン、我が黄金のバラ庭園へ。
I'm back, bitch! There was that voice again. Shannon looked around to find out who it was. As she did, a golden butterfly landed on the seat across from her and instantly created a human form.
「久しぶりであるな、シャノン。元気であったか？まあ、元気であったろうな。わらわは毎日そなたたちを観察しているのだ。
Everybody's doing great. This woman laughed as though she was an old friend of Shannon's. However, Shannon obviously didn't remember this strange gold rose garden, and she didn't remember this person's face either.
そうだったな。そなたはわらわをもはや
Oh, that's
覚え
right.
てはおらぬのだったな。
I wiped myself from your mind. How silly.
私はあなた
How
を
silly
忘
of
れてい
me
るのですか？
for forgetting that thing I did.
だったらごめんなさい。
謝るには及ばぬ。そのようにしたのだから、そなたの罪ではない。名乗ろう。わらわは黄金の魔女、ベアトリーチェ。
ベアトリーチェ様。
It sure is.
親方様が口にされる後ろ宮家の恩人の。
そのベアトリーチェではない。
No relation.
六軒島の夜を支配する黄金の魔女のベアトリーチェである。そなたが日々敬意を忘れぬ館のもう一人の主であるぞ。
あなたがベアトリーチェ様。
怯えずともよい。わらわとそなたは
もともとは同じ仲間。
But you know, then I did that whole memory wipe thing, so it's really pointless to kind of talk about that.
わらわはそなたに憧れ、日々使用人の仕事に励んでいたこともあったのだ。
私はずっと一人部屋で
History will say they were
ルームメイ
roommates.
トは
別れの時、そなたの記憶を奪った。しかし、わらわはそなたとルームメイトだったことを忘れぬ。そして、そなたとの友情をわらわの方から一方的に破棄し、だからこそ一人残すそなたに悲しみを与えぬために、わらわとの日々の記憶も世界も全てを消し去ったのだ。分かろうとしないでよい。ただこれだけわらわはそなたに危害を加えるために
I called you here
こ
to
こ
be
に呼んだのではない。
besties.
ここは私の夢の中ではないのですか？
夢の中と思ってよい。厳密には眠ったそなたの魂を我が庭園に招いたのだ。そなたをこの世界の住人に招くために。
Beatrice snapped her fingers, and a storm of gold butterflies all rose up around the rose garden. As the cloud of butterflies danced over the table, a gorgeous tea set appeared. There were teacups and a teapot, more elegant even than those used by the Ushiromiya family. The tea was filled to the brim and had a sweet rose scent, one which Shannon had never smelled before. Before there was even time to be amazed by that scent, butterflies started gathering one by one on the table, and a tea stand sprouted right out of it. It was like watching a magical mushroom from a fairy tale kingdom grow out of the ground. It was a many-layered tea stand filled with beautiful cakes like edible jewels. Of course, there were also several lovely light brown scones. The honey truly was golden honey with bits of gold leaf dancing through it.
後ろ宮家も時にティーパーティーを開くようだが、わらわのそれとは比べ物にもなるまい。
すごい。こんなの見たことありません。
見たことがあろうとも、それは休場する立場からであろうが。
We're gonna have the best lunch
そな
parties.
たはわらわの友人。
The best tea
給仕の
times.
必要はないぞ。何しろ、わらわは魔女。給仕は間に合っているの
That's
で。
right, I put all of those wait staff out of a job!
さあ、遠慮することはない。
Witches don't need those!
好きなだけ頬張るがよい。
ありがとうございます。
That was all Shannon managed to say. It would be hard for anyone to say much more after being suddenly invited to such a beautiful witch tea party.
まずは紅茶からどうか。ミルクは新鮮。砂糖もそのままかじりたくなるほどの上物よ。しかし、まずは最初はストレートを進めたい。バラの花びらをほんの一枚浮かべるだけで、もう二度と人の世の紅茶など飲めなくなってしまうに違いない。
I like a good tea. Laughing happily, Beatrice opened not a sugar pot, but a rose petal pot, picked up a single crimson petal and floated it on her tea after relishing its scent. Shannon did the same, picking up a single petal and smelling its aroma.
なんて素敵な香り。これは本当にこの世のバラの香りなの？
That's right, 5 times more powerful than regular roses.
喜んでもらえて嬉しい。わらわが紅茶に浮かべるためだけに品種改良を重ねたバラだ。すりつぶしてジャムにしても、これがまた絶品でな。
Rose jam.
スコーンにもこの上なくよく合う。
Yummy.
試してみるか？
じゃあ少しだけ。
Shannon had been invited to this witch tea party suddenly. However, the witch seemed so truly innocent, and her smile as she played the hostess was so happy that it made Shannon want to smile too. The tension in Shannon's heart gradually faded, and she started to enjoy her chat with this witch.
使用人の仕事も大変であろうな。わらわもよく覚えているぞ。礼拝堂の
Yeah, that shit sucked. That's why I
と
left.
にかく面倒であった。
驚きました。あなたも使用人として働いていたことがあるのですか？
短い間だ。覚
覚えておらぬだろうが、そなたと共に働いていたのだぞ。わらわはドジで物をよくなくす愚か者。そなたはわらわの憧れる理想の使用人であった。
なのに私が覚えていなくて。
Don't feel bad, I wiped your mind. You couldn't even if you tried.
それを詫びる必要はない。ここではそなたは使用人ではなく、わらわの友人であり客人だ。ここでは何の不自由もない、何の苦労も退屈もない。そなたが望むすべてのものを与えることができるのだ。今やわらわにはそれだけの力がある。それに至ったことをそなたには知らせたかった。
My power level is so big. My number is so high.
何の取り柄もない私を本当にありがとうございます。
辛き日々を今日まで耐え忍んだそなたへの褒美であると。そうさあ、黄金の蝶たちよ、わらわの友人を退屈させるでないぞ。それに飽きたなら楽団を呼び出し、そなたの好きな
Why do
曲
you
を
have-
何でも
you have
演
a
奏させ
band?
よう。それにも飽きたなら
The
勝者
butterfly
なる使い
band?
魔たちに
Are the
羽なし
butterflies
手品を
playing
披
little
露させてやろう
instruments?
ぞ。安心せよ、ここでの時間は無限。そしてそなたの願いもまたわらわが無限に叶える。わらわの茶会に終わりはないのだ。
She just summons Rush? Oh shit, it's her all Rush mixtape? Does she have a bottle of Shasta? In a truly good mood, the witch told Shannon several strange stories. They were all stories Shannon had never heard before. Very interesting stories, and they were all odd, bizarre fairy tales. Shannon felt as though she had become Alice in Wonderland. The time she spent at this tea party was strange, pleasant, and relaxed. No, the clocks have no hands at this tea party, so the time passed like a Sunday morning when you can wrap yourself in your blanket for as long as you want. Oh, I do that every morning. It doesn't matter the day of the week.
本当にこんな素敵な時間を与えてくださり感謝
If
し
anyone
ます。
tries to wake me up, I just shoot them. I have them executed right away.
なぜなら人の世で礼は別れの言葉を兼ねるのであろう。この茶会に終わりはない。だから礼も必要がない。
でも感謝します。ベアトリーチェ様、こんな素敵なお茶会を本当にありがとうございます。でも終わらない夢はないように。
I gotta wake up.
終わら
My
ないと
alarm's
いけませ
going
ん。
off. Gotta go.
ほう、なぜに終わらねばならぬのか。
その明日も早いので、
It's a very pragmatic way of thinking. Dream's in, because I have to go to the early
い
shift.
つまでもここでおしゃべりをしていたら私はお寝坊をして奥様に大目玉をもらってしまいます。
なぜにわざわざ短気な夏日のいる世界へ帰りたがるというのか。いやいや、労を多くして何のねぎらいもない人間の世界へなぜにわざわざ帰ろうというのか。
私人間ですし、いつまでもここでお世話にはなれません。
シャノン、そなたは勘違いをしているようだ。わらわはそなたを招いたが追い返すような真似はしない。
Just stay in your dream world forever. It'll be fine.
ここでの時間は永遠だ。
Ignore that guy screaming about how it's just fantasy and it isn't healthy and is trying to shove his friend back in a wheelchair.
そなたが別れを切り出さねばならぬ義理などない。わらわはそなたとどれだけ茶会を共にしようとも飽きぬぞ。むしろそなたという話し相手が実に心地よい。
お言葉は嬉しいですけど、私は人間、自分の世界に帰らなくちゃいけません。
家人にこき使われ、日々を学校と仕事だけに費やす。なぜわざわざ帰るというのか。
それでもそこが私の世界ですし。
シャノン、そのような世界がそなたの世界である必要があるというのか。率直に言おう、シャノン。
わらわはそなたを招いたのではない。迎えに来たのだ。
迎え？
かつてそなたのような良き使用人を目指し、そして魔女の世界に憧れ、使用人から魔女となったわらわは、もはや魔法の閲楽を知り尽くす境地に至った。だからそなたを迎えに来たのだ。
Beatrice spoke quietly and slowly rose from her seat.
シャノン、やはり使用人よりも魔女の世界の
I would say, yeah.
楽しいぞ。
I think that's a fairly logical thing to agree with.
茶会など
That seems obvious to me.
旧友とのほんの
Being a
挨拶
servant
代わりで
sucks.
しか
I
ない
would never service anyone. They're the ones serving me.
わらわとそなたが望めば望んだ数だけ、いくらでも楽しき催しは繰り広げられる。それこそ無限に。この黄金のバラ庭園を完成させた今、わらわは至ったのだ。こここそが理想郷。そう、ここを
That's not quite catchy. Maybe we could go for something else golden, like a golden world, a golden country,
その完成
a
に至ったから
golden
こそ
land.
そなたを迎えに来たのだ。もう何の不自由も忍耐も努力も必要ない。ここでそなたとわらわは永遠にいつまでも楽しく過
I'm
ご
just
す
saying
のだ。
golden paradise doesn't roll off the tongue as
ま
well.
るで終わりのないおとぎ話のようにな。
素敵な申し出を本当にありがとうございます。でも私は元の世界へ帰らなくてはなりません。
なぜに？
ここは私の世界ではありませんので。
それは認める。これまではそなたの世界ではなかった。
But my world is based and your
だから
world
わら
is
わが招
cringe.
くのだ。
You should come to my
こ
based
こはわらわ
world.
とそなたの世界となる。そなたはもう客人ではない。この世界のもう一人の主となるのだ。わらわにも何の遠慮も無用。この無限の世界でかつてルームメイトだった時のように過ごすだけの話。
その記憶がないことが私はとても残念です。でもそのお招きは
This proposal isn't working. Maybe you should try it. Maybe you should try it on someone like younger and more naive, like an 8-year-old girl.
なぜにそなたに人間の世界に
Maybe
戻らねばなら
maybe
ぬ
she would buy what you're selling.
どんな義理があるというのか。
True, the world of humans, or the world of servants, is busy all the time. Madam is strict, high-strung, and has a short temper. It'd be a lie if I said that everyday chores weren't a pain, and having to balance work with school makes it even harder. Beatrice had watched over Shannon's painful days the whole time. She had seen those constantly tired shoulders heave in a sigh over and over. That was why she had invited Shannon here, to this golden paradise. She had tried to give Shannon a perfect welcome to truly make her happy. So why had Shannon selected her original world over this one? Beatrice was overcome with shock and completely unable to understand.
この理想郷にてわらわはそなたに対し最高のもてなしをした。そしてそれはこれからもそれ以上の楽しい日々が続く。なのにそれでも人間の世界を選ぶそなたには人間の世界にて魔女の閲楽以上の楽しさがあるというのか。
はい、人間の世界にだって魔法に負けないくらい楽しいことがあります。
バカな。あるわけがない。
いいえ、あります。
Shannon's expression was soft. However, her words were firm. There was something wonderfully fascinating in the human world, and that something was so apparently not in this paradise where everything was supposed to be just as they wanted it.
バカな。わからぬ。わからぬ。
It's not true. This can't be true. As Beatrice muttered, she shifted restlessly several times. However, no matter how often she said it, Shannon's smile didn't falter, and Beatrice couldn't think of an answer.
では私はこれで
Alright, well, I'm out of
失礼し
here.
ます。
This isn't really a conversation anymore.
本当に美味しかったです。
わからぬ。
You just keep saying that over and over. It's kind of one-sided.
わらわは全てを無限に手に入れられる偉大なる黄金の魔女。そのわらわにそなたは手に入れられぬものがあるとそう申すのか。
はい、
知りたい。全てを手に入れたと信じるわらわが未だ手に入れておらぬものとは何なのか。
多分あなたはもうそれをご存知と思います。
Yeah, but you gotta say it so that we can rub the theme in more.
だから私をここ
You
へ
gotta
招い
say
て
the
くれ
word
たのでは
more.
ないですか。
That thing you can't see without.
魔女を煙に巻くというのか。
ではこれでここに住むことはできませんが、お茶会にお誘いくださった時には必ずお伺いしようと思います。
もう呼ばぬわ。安心するがよい。
Beatrice snapped her fingers and Shannon popped out of existence. Shannon's soul had returned to the dream of her original self. While humans have many dreams in a night, they can remember none of them. The tea party in this paradise mixed in with many other dreams and vanished. The next morning, Shannon would not remember this tea party. However, Shannon's cup remained here. The witch who had lost her guest and was standing alone looked all the more lonely. The witch dug her fingernails into the tablecloth. The grimace as she bit her lower lip made it clear that she still hadn't solved the puzzle Shannon had left behind.
リッチェ
Hi, Gop.
気にすることないわよ。
A black hole opened above Shannon's empty seat, and the owner of that voice fell out of it.
気にもする。ああもガツンと言われてはな。
夜明けも近いから早く睡眠に戻りたいだけだ
Maybe she was just eepy.
わらわが知らず、そしてシャノンが知る閲楽とは何か。わらわの理想郷になくて人間の世界にのみある何かとは何か。わからぬ。知りたい。
難しいこと考えたって頭痛の種に水をやるだけだわ。シャノンの代わりなら私たちで楽しくお茶会を過ごしましょうよ。
もう茶会の気分ではない。
No, I
そなた
don't
との
want
茶会
anymore.
はもう飽きた。
あらあら、釣れないわ。
The witch shrugged and laughed, and then took a bite out of a scone. She then blew into it, and it swelled up like a balloon before finally popping. Golden ribbons and butterflies flew out, but Beatrice didn't appear to notice.
一体何をわらわは持たぬというのか。何を。
Blue, blue skies.
どうぞ。
Hello, old
お
man.
足元にお気をつけになって。
Hello, boatman.
ありがとう船長さん。お体本当に大事になさってね。
わしの友人にな、肩こりによく効くっちゅうのをあきらってるのがおるんや。次の時試供品もらってくるで。
いえいえ、お気遣いをありがとうございます。
ほらガキども、いつまではしゃぎ回ってやがる。とっとと降りろい。
ほらマリア、ママと一緒にお船を降りましょうね。
Maria, who Rosa led by the hand, was still too young for kindergarten. However, she seemed to notice that her cousins, whom she rarely ever saw, were all playing around her, and she was very excited. Battler and George had the energy of middle school or nearly middle school kids. Those two, along with Jessica, who had met them on Nijima, were clambering about on the boat. Yeah, they're babies.
大丈夫か。お前は本当に乗り物がダメだな。
Rudolph lent an arm to his wife, Asumu,
ようこ
who
そ
we will
ご
not っ
き
give you a sprite for, because it probably spoils something, who knows.
長旅を大変お疲れ様でございました。
I don't remember them doing kid sprites for anybody. The whole family had gathered for the conference. At this point in time, Rudolph's wife was still Asumu, and Anja hadn't been born. Goda and Kanon hadn't yet been employed by the Ushiramiya family. and the witch's epitaph, which would toy with the family's fate, hadn't appeared yet. They probably couldn't even imagine the bizarre crime that they would encounter several years later. This must be the last conference Battler went to before Asumu died and Kraus remarried. Or not Kraus, Rudolph.
親族の方々がご到着なさいました。
では、私は親父殿に声をかけてくるとしよう。
お願いします。私は皆様方をお迎えします。あ、シャノン、この窓枠を掃除したのは誰ですか？まだ埃があるではありませんか。大急ぎで拭きなさい。
かしこまりました、奥様。
Oh, come on. Natsui's making her work so hard again. Just what good does she find in such a limited, ulcer-inducing life? I wanted to know. Shannon, what is it that you found? And what did you mean when you said I already knew what I was missing? Shannon, is this something I must learn by learning about you?
親族会議の日の六軒島は普段とな。
それは絶対にこれだけの子供が集まることはないものね。
大人たちにとっては緊
Oh,
張
hi,
感を
George.
強いられる日だったろうけれど、僕たち子供にとっては仲良しのいとこたちと一度に会える素敵な日だったね。
夏はいとこたちで海で
Oh, hey,
走る
Battler's
し
here too.
冬は冬
Rare.
で
This is like the
いろいろ
first
ゲームを
appearance
して
of
遊んだっ
Battler in this
け。
entire episode, I think.
俺たちにとっては親族会議ってのは楽しいもんだったぜ。
それは私もだぜ。母さんなんかは粗相があってはダメとかうるさかったけど、私にとってもいとこみんなで遊べる楽しい日だった。何しろ普段の六軒島には何もねえんだから。
He did have that's true. There was the very beginning with the cape, but not
す
since,
げえ
yeah.
お屋敷に住んでたり、プライベートビーチがあったり、ガキの頃は羨ましいと思ってたけど、ジェシカの身になって考えるとさぞや窮屈だったと思うぜ。
だろうね。六軒島には本当に何もない。友達の家もお隣もご近所もない。ジェシカちゃんの気持ちを考えると少し気の毒に思うよ。
Wow, Jessica, your life sucks. Thanks, guys. I'm right here.
だから私にとっては親族会議の日はほんはしゃいでふざけて、まるでお祭りの日みたいな気持ちだった。徹底的に悪ふざけの限りを尽くしたぜ。
大人たちは小難しい話ばかりで、あっちで遊ん
年の近いいとこたちが3人。はしゃぎ回らないわけがない。
いや、3人じゃない。4人だったよ。
エンジェは生まれてないし、マリアはまだ
Maria was
一
but
緒
a
に遊べ
baby.
るような年じゃないわ。
違うよ、フルフル。年が近いのはいとこだけじゃないよ。
シャノンちゃんだよ。彼女も俺らと同じくらいの年だったからな。
母さんが使用人のことは話すなどうるさかったけれど、
She even said as much in a previous episode that she would play with them at older family
私とシャノンは
conferences.
少しずつ交流を深めていったよ。六軒島で最も年が近い唯一の女の子だったんだから。
僕たちとシャノンの4人は仲良しだったんだ。親族会議の時はいつも楽しく遊んでいたよ。ね、シャノン。
はい。奥様に知られればお叱りを受けることと分かってはおりましたが。
叱らせなんかしねえぜ。シャノンはずっと私の気持ちを唯一理解してくれる親友だったぜ。
ありがとうございます、お嬢様。
I simply could not hide my shock. How had she formed a relationship with the children of the family despite being only a servant? Natsuya had probably been very careful to prevent such a relationship. However, it's no surprise that Jessica, all alone on this island, would want to be friends with a kid her age. And Shannon was also alone on this island without any friends her age. Though they both understood their relationship as master and servant, they somehow managed to strike up a friendship. Then, at the family conference, Jessica had introduced Shannon to George and Battler. All of the adults had their hands full with the complicated discussion in the mansion. During that time, Shannon was able to set aside her role as a servant for a little bit, acting her age with Jessica, George, and Battler. I didn't even know what Shannon had constructed this world I didn't even know that Shannon had constructed this new world so quickly. As a butterfly hiding in the shadows, I observed this new world of Shannon's. Is that what I don't have? Friends? But my demon lady is my friend.
そして浜辺を駆け回ったよ。
ただ駆け回ってふざけ合うだけが最高に楽しかったな。
だな。この時ばかりはシャノンちゃんも年相応の笑顔を見せてくれたぜ。
ちょっとはしゃぎすぎてたかもです。お恥ずかしい。
今でこそバトラも立派な身長だけど、当時は私やシャノンの方が
He used to be a little baby.
当時の俺は成長がちょいと遅かったからな。
成長が遅い方の方が背は伸びる
A late bloomer, eh, Battler? Is that what you are?
そうだろうな。シャノンちゃんの胸もあの頃は全然こんなじゃなかったもんな。
そんなことはないよ。シャノンだってあの頃からもう。
Alright, George, you somehow managed to be more creepy than Battler just going, haha, I like boobs.
どうでしょう。
女性の魅力ってなんだよ。いやらしい。
Yeah, exactly.
いやー、あの頃はまだ俺も可愛かったな。夏服の肩からちらりと見える紐に青い春の稲妻を感じたもんだっせ。ジョージの兄貴と一緒にシャノンちゃんの胸はいくつくらいか夜にこそこそと話し合ったのが懐かしいぜ。
Very good, Battler.
そうなんですか、ジョージ様。
おそらくは大いに誤解のある話だと
I
思うよ。
don't have to talk about this.
僕は男女の成長の違いについて人生の先輩として講義をした記憶は。
Yeah, yep, that's exactly what he did. He definitely wasn't talking about
いとこ同士
boobs.
での夜のワイダンはむしろ健全な発育の証であって、その
いやー、みんなでいとこ部屋で深夜になるまでそういう話をしてたっけな。隣のクラスの誰々がキスをしたらしいとか、サマーキャンプで素敵だなと思ってたこと手をつなげちゃった。
Scandalous.
誰々は自分に気がありそうでとかなんとか。いやー、なんか恥ずかしくて全身が痒くなってきたぜ。
いいじゃないか。そ
The
れも
joys of youth.
青春の甘酸っぱい1ページ。
男女を意識し合うところから一番最初のピュアな恋が生まれるの。
ただ男女で一緒にいたいだけという
Not
と
that
て
I'm
もシン
not
プルで
young.
ピュアで、
I'm just, you know, it's just an expression.
それでいて高潔な最初の恋。
素敵だわ。年頃の少年少女たちが愛の世界を思い浮かべながら語り合う。そんなこともありましたでしょうか。
何をとぼけてるんだか。耳まで真っ赤になりながらもシャノンちゃんが一番興味津々って感じだったじゃねえかよ。
興味津々なんてことはありませんでした。私は皆さんよくいろいろなことをご存知だなと。
うん。シャノンが一番かまととぶってて、そのくせ興味津々だった。一番むっつり好きだった。
That's right, Shannon. You think about boobs too, don't you?
そんなことありません。そんなことありません。お嬢様嫌いです。
そういつもこんな感じ。昼は子供らしくはしゃぎ合い、夜は枕を寄せて秘密の話に花を咲かせた。それら全部をひっくるめてどれも懐かしいね。
エッチな話をひそひそして親の足音が近づいてきたらガバッと布団に潜って寝たふりしたりとかあったな。
あったあった。修学旅行かっつーの。
全員同時にガバッと隠れる感じ、暗黙のルールみたいな感じというか、妙な連帯感というか、あの感じが すごい好きでした。
ま、とにかくそういう話だけじゃなかったよ。他にもいろいろあった。僕たちはまさに青春を謳歌し合っていたよ。
We talked about things besides boobs sometimes, as youth do.
これは何だというのか。
Shannon, is that fun thing of the human world? Is this incomprehensible messing around the fun thing that you found?
子供同士が群れてバカバカしい遊びに熱中し、くだらぬ話題で盛り上がる。これがそなたの見つけた魔女の閲楽にも勝る人間の閲楽だというのか。
はい、あなたにはこれが楽しくは見えませんか。
Goofing off with your friends is way better than sitting with a witch and sipping tea.
退屈とは言わぬ。だがこの低俗なはしゃぎ合いが全ての望みを叶えられるわらわの理想郷よりも勝るとは消せぬ。
人と触れ合うことはとても楽しいことなんです。もちろんあなたの世界も楽しいものだと思います。それでも私はこちらを選びます。
わからぬ、わからぬ。
Beatrice held her head as though she was having a headache. But no matter how much she grimaced, she couldn't think of an answer.
教えよ、そなたはこのような低俗なはしゃぎ合いの中に何を見つけたというのか。
知りたいですか。
知りたい。
恋です。
Ooh, love. This is a very important word. This is our vocabulary word for this story.
前に約束した推理小説。
ありがとうございます。お借りしますね。
いいよ、シャノンちゃんにやるよ。俺はもう読み終わっちまったし。
そんな、もらってしまっては悪いです。高いものでしょうし。
バザーでほんの何百円かでまとめ買いしたやつだから気にするなって。
It's bizarre, sir. It's bizarre.
それより早く全部読んでまたシャノンちゃんといろいろ議論するのは楽しいからさ。
はい、私も楽しいです。ミステリーは一人で読むよりも
bonding over a mutual enjoyment of mystery novels.
議論したり妄想したりするのが楽しいよな。ミステリーは読んで半分を楽しみ、読んだ人間同士で語り合って初めて全てを楽しめるってのが俺の持論だぜ。
Our relationship began when we realized that we both read mystery novels. We were both surprised and very interested to find that the other not only read tons of mystery novels, but read them very thoroughly. Ever since then, it's been like this. Separate from the games we played with all the cousins, the two of us met together for some time alone. At first, it was like a sort of contest to see who knew more than the other. However, eventually this turned into respect for how much the other had read and how deeply they were able to think about it. Respect, trust, these emotions made our friendship even stronger. Of course, all of that had still fallen within the category of friendship, but we were still slightly aware of the fact that the other was of the opposite sex, making for a relationship that was charming or youthful, or maybe you could call it exciting. However, we were still at the age where calling us young men and women would probably be a bit too gracious. Of course, we didn't know a thing about love, so we couldn't understand that exciting feeling in our chests, both bitter and sweet, that we only felt when we were alone together. However, we realized that there was some unknown emotion hiding behind that feeling, and as our hearts raced, we had our hands upon the door. That was the exciting age we were at. So, at some point, our discussions about mystery novels became just an excuse for us meeting alone.
ホワイトニットを大切にした推理小説ってあまりねえんだよな。
Why done it?
ホワイトニット？犯人の動機ですか？
ああ、推理小説で探るべき3つの論点はフーダニット、ハウダニット、そしてホワイトニット。この前者2つを扱う小説は 結構多いと思うが、
犯人特定後に動機を自白する作品は結構あると思いますけど。
それを犯人が自白する前に推理できるようになってなければダメなんだ。動機がないと思われていた人物が推理不能な動機により事件に及ぶってのは、俺は個人的にはアンフェアだと思ってる。
Who done it? Who's the culprit? How done it? How did he commit the crime? Why done it? Why did he commit the crime?
誰が犯人かとか、どんなトリックでとか、それを問う作品はすげえ多いぜ。いや、ほとんどだろうな。しかし、動機を推理する作品
The hearts!
決して多くないと思う。
Will keeps going on about the
そうで
hearts.
すね。Who, How, Why の3つの中で一番ないがしろにされている要素かもしれませんね。
ホワイダニットを大切にしない推理小説ってのは、なんだか一味足りないように思う。いや、つまらないって言ってんじゃない。なんていうのか。一番大切なものが足りないような気がするんだ。
一番大切なものが足りない。
心だよ。
The hearts!
足りない。
心。
人の心ってのはすごく重要だと思うんだ。人間が殺人を決意し、計画し、準備し、実行に踏み切るには、ものすごい大きな心の力が必要なはずなんだ。人は心で動いてるんだぜ。
In other words, only the heart can kill a person. When an emotional upheaval grows strong enough to make a person want to kill, the result is a tragedy called murder. If we turn it around, does that mean that the true way to close in on the crime is by searching for the heart that brings about the tragedy of murder? Only the heart can kill a person. So if a person has been killed, you must search for the heart. That's what he's saying.
だからさ、犯人がただの殺人狂で、なんだか少し。
That's true. That does tend to be boring. Everybody wants a villain with a realistic, sympathetic motive these days. They don't have any respect for the classics.
十分な心の動きを描いた作品がお好きだと。
そうさ。そしてそれを推理させてくれる作品が、俺は本当は一番好きなんだ。
As he spoke, he looked back at me and smiled. Before today, I used to like novels that focused on exposing tricks. However, I decided to look for novels like the ones he recommended in the future.
心ってやつを俺はないがしろにしたくない。人は心で動いてるんだからな。
そうですね。おっしゃる通りだと思います。
This isn't limited to the mystery genre. All humans are moved by their hearts all the time. Being able to notice the heart is what allows for interactions between people. No, interactions between hearts. None of us humans can live on our own. And yet, we have no way of peeking into the hearts of others. That's why every meeting between people is a mystery of the heart. Finding those, reasoning about them, and understanding each other is the key to interactions between people and hearts. The first two of us are here all alone talking together about mysteries. And through that, we are searching out each other's hearts, speaking of the heart's mysteries. I want you to feel about me the way I feel about you. We are both searching, trying to figure out the depths of the other's heart in this mystery of love. How cute.
もうこんな時間だな。兄貴たちを待たせちゃってるかな。
そろそろ戻った方がいい時間ですね。
シャノンちゃんと話してると、あっという間に時間が過ぎちまうな。
He seemed to be speaking the words of my heart. We were thinking the same thing, so the same words came out.
いつまでも二人きりでお話をできたらいいのに、時計の針が恨めしいです。
俺もだぜ。六軒島で一番楽しいのは
Clocks suck. Down with
シャノンちゃん
clocks.
と話すことだからな。
When I saw that his smiling eyes were looking right at me, I turned away. I couldn't let him see my suddenly red face.
私も 外の世界へ出られたならもっともっとたくさんの本を読めるのに。
The bookshop on Nijima that I go to and the bookshop he goes to in the city are on completely different scales. The book exchange between the two of us had become completely one-sided, with him giving me all the books. Are Maria things happening? No, Maria isn't around right now.
シャノンちゃんはいつまで使用人を続ける気なんだ？
わかりません。
もしいつか辞める時が来たら俺のところへ来いよ。
He said it almost carelessly. Maybe he was a bit embarrassed since he laughed weakly and blushed a little.
そしたら今度はもう時間も何も気にせずに済むもんな。
そうですね。ずっと一緒にいられますね。
The little secret dates on this island only happened a few times a year. And even when they did happen, it was only for a short, uncertain period of time. It wouldn't work over the phone or with letters. We could only talk about our mystery when we're standing together like this.
必ずその日は来るさ。
来るでしょうか。
ああ、絶対にな。
Certain? Why is he certain?
その日が来たら俺が白馬にまたがって
Yeah, this is like in
迎えに
the
来てやるぜ。
80s. There's no internet yet. All of Umineko takes place like before the 2000s. After saying this, he turned away. He was probably too proud to show me his blushing cheeks. But even without seeing, I knew what his face looked like. To come riding on a white horse. Isn't that like a prince riding a white horse? So what exactly does that mean? Does it mean you're going to be my prince? My mind was going blank, so I just couldn't reason out his mystery of love, even though it was all plain and simple.
その日はいつ来るんでしょう。
シャノンちゃんさえ決心したなら。
My heart skipped a beat. If it was so sweet, yet it hurt.
俺はいつだっていいんだぜ。シャノンちゃんの人生さ。よく考えてから決心するといい。俺はその決心がいつであってもそれを尊重するぜ。
はい。
その日までずっと待ってるぜ。
If only I had been a bit more foolish and courageous. I could have said then and there that I was already prepared and asked him to take me away from this island right away. But I couldn't say it. I had to think carefully about my future for both of our sakes. My head was filled with pointless, senseless thoughts.
嬉しいです。ありがとう。
With his back still to me, he scratched his head and laughed. I knew he was doing this out of embarrassment, so I could clearly tell that his expression must have been. In the same way, he must have realized what my face looked like. We're both puzzle solvers of love. We theorize about each other's love, solving each other's mysteries.
時間をくれてありがとうございます。
時間は無限にあるぜ。
いいえ、それでは申し訳ないです。待ちくたびれちゃったら。だから決心しました。決心しますというのが正しいでしょうか。今すぐ使用人を辞めるという意味じゃありません。そう、1年。
Oh no, how tragic. This is definitely the year before Battler's mom died and he left the family. If a year after now, you still feel like coming for me on a white horse, and me too. If I still like you a year from now, I'd like to dedicate the rest of my life to you.
1年後にこの同じ場所で決心しようと思います。
1年か。いい時間だな。春夏秋冬、それだけの時間を過ごして自分の心と正直に向き合うといいぜ。
ですから来年きっと迎えに来てくださいね。
おう。
He responded to my cowardly determination with a quick, strong answer.
その日が来るのを待っているぜ。
私も待っていますからね。絶対来てくださいね。
あ
絶対ですよ。来年来てくださいね。
あ絶対来るぜ。
絶対来るぜ。
ここで会おうな。
That's for certain. Yeah, we all know how that went. I see. So, this emotion that feels like sweet suffocation is love? It is an emotion I do not know. One I do not have. Though my magic can grant any wish, though my paradise can grant any wish, that thing I cannot have, that incomprehensible emotion, that burns like fire and yet madly one wants to hold it close. All I know is that no matter how great a witch I might become, I cannot create this emotion. It must be given by another person. For the first time, I realized that I wasn't all-powerful, and I knew that Shannon had discovered in the world of humans.
この感情はダメだな。覚えちまったら忘れられぬではないかよ。
Shannon, you win. Love, is it? And maybe the most important element, and the one that I lack. Shannon, I'll watch and see how your love develops. So please, teach me more and more about this new emotion. I do love all the smoke expressions. They're good. We're back here with Will. Been a while.
貸してあげるわ。私、バカは嫌いだから。
She's talking to the readers. She's saying, I'm not gonna show you who it really is, because if you haven't figured it out by now, you're an idiot.
仮の名としてクレルと名乗りなさい。
Not in the name, too.
それともベアトがいい？
感謝します。みすぼらしい姿を晒さずに済みます。
Barncastle had given Claire a fake form. It was a temporary form for the person acting the part of Beatrice. A fake to fool those who still hadn't discovered Beatrice's true form. If you don't get it now, you're fucking stupid, and I'm not gonna say it.
それが異なる世界の私の物語なのですか？
リオン、これが異なる世界のあなたにして我の物語。私が人間としてでなく魔女として生きる世界の物語。
私も自分の人生にもしも想像することがあります。しかしあなたの話す物語は私の想像を超えすぎている。
それでももう一人のお前のたどった人生だ。
だからって容易に受け入れられるものではありません。
Leon suddenly yelled and looked at the floor. Leon already knew. Because of the fragments lent by Barncastle, Leon knew. There was a different world where Leon lived as the Golden Witch Beatrice. And in this world, eventually, on the day of the 1986 October Family Conference, she would be the ringleader of a terrible crime.
いくら異なる世界とはいえ、私が家族や親族を、使用人の人たちみんなを巻き込んで、
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
恐ろしい事件の首謀者になる。それに私はどう向き合えばいいというのです。
黙って聞いて、静かに理解しろ。
別の人生では私が使用人をしていて、かと思えばいつの間にか魔女になっていて、そしてやがては 恐ろしい殺人事件を何度も繰り返す。
Yeah, but a lot of things happen between those.
それをどう理解しろと言うんです。
We have to examine those in between events for for understanding.
ああ、そうだろう。
I think.
誰にも理解はできない。
What if I told you it was mostly metaphorical? The witch parts.
もはや誰にも理解してもらえるとは思ってね。だからお前なんだ。だからベルンカステルはお前とこいつ出会うはずのない自分同士をこうして出会わせたんだ。
別に深い意味はないわ。単なる気まぐれよ。
誰にも理解できない動機だからリオン、せめてお前だけは理解しろ。この物語の主役は俺じゃない、お前だ。俺はお前の理解を助けるための介助役に過ぎねえ。
I'm not the main character. I literally just got introduced this episode. How could I be?
犯人の動機を理解したと言いましたね。
ああ。
それは私みんなを殺すに足る納得できる動機なんですか？
さあな。
That's more of an individual thing, yeah.
俺が納得してもお前が納得するわけじゃねえ。お前の納得はお前がするんだ。
私には何が何だか本当にわからないんです。ベアトリーチャが起こしたといういくつものゲーム版という名の事件を見ました。
Yeah, it's a lot, I know. It's a lot to have dumped on you all at
もう一人の
once.
私が語る異なる人生についても聞いています。
Maybe if you'd followed the story from the beginning, it would be easier, but yeah.
全然それと事件
If
に
you
繋がら
having
ない
it all dumped on you at once is probably pretty confusing.
理解ができない。
私もこの時やがてそのような恐ろしい事件を引き起こすことになるなど想像することもできませんでした。いえ、仮に想像し得たとしても私にあのような事件を起こす力はありませんでした。
だろうな。お前の不幸は多分碑文の謎を解いたことだろうな。
おじい様が出題したという隠し黄金の碑文です
Big
か？
gold!
事件ごとに異なる共犯者を得るシステム。導き出される推理は犯人が莫大な金を持っていたという可能性、そして全てを黄金鏡に招き全ての恋を成就させるもう一つのシステム。
動機だけでなくそこまでをお察しでしたか？
それこそが第4のゲームの最後の謎の答えだ。お前の最大の不幸は碑文を解き本当の意味で黄金の魔女として復活しその魔力を得てしまったことだ。
今となってはあれはやはり不幸なことだったのでしょうか？わかりません。しかし1986年にバトラさんが帰ってくるという事実が変わらぬ限り何かの悲劇は起こったでしょう。
そうだな。バトラが帰ってくるのが1年早いか遅いかだったら事件は起こらなかったかもしれねえ。
Things might have been a lot different. No, some small incident probably would have occurred, and it would surely have been a mysterious, impossible incident which no one could have explained. But even so, compared to the... Oh, thank you. Megane mode activate. But even so, compared to the Rokenjima serial murders, it would have been a tiny thing.
バトラ君が1年早いか遅いかだったらとは。
運命とは本当に皮肉なものです。
I know, it's like there's been whole books written about that.
私に魔女の人生を歩ませ
You could write a book about how fate is filled with irony.
本当の魔女となりそして6年を経て彼の帰りを知る。それらすべてが運命ならばこれは私にとって必然であり逃れられなかった事件。
バトラは1980年母アスムの死と父ルドルフの早すぎる再婚に憤慨して後ろ宮家を飛び出した。そして6年間後ろ宮家を離れた。
He convinced his grandparents on his mother's side to help him and went by his mother's maiden name. Then, when those grandparents passed away, he finally made up with Rudolph and returned to the Ushiromiya family again in 1986.
その不運がお前に事件の動機を生む。
思いました。どうして6年も経て今さら帰ってくるのかと。
そうだな。いっそ永遠に帰ってこない方がお前には良かったのかもしれない。
もちろん苦しみは続いていたでしょう。しかし大量殺人という
I would have been really sad, but at least I wouldn't have been a big murderer.
バトラ君が後ろ宮家を去り、それがどんな動機になるというんですか？
逆だな。
逆？
バトラが去ったから事件が起こるんじゃない。バトラが帰ってきたから事件が起こるんだ。
こうして考えれば考えるほどに後宮バトラ、なんと憎らしい男か。
And also very, very, very
何よ
forgetful.
り憎らしいのは彼は自分のせいで事件が起こることに最後まで何の自覚もなかったこと。
最後には思い出した。ただしお前が
Too
諦め
late,
て消えたよ
too
り
late.
ずっと後の。
それが本当なら私の心も少しは救われるのですが、
私には未だにあなたたちが何の話をしているのかわかりません。
Neither did some other people, I guess.
ですが、逃げずに聞こうと思います。知ろうと思います。一体あなたに何があって事件を決意するというのですか？
そうだ。それが一番大事なんだ。後宮バトラが推理小説に対しホワイダニットを尊んだように、黄金の魔女
The
の物
why
語
done
の
it is
ゲー
more
ム
important than you
謎も
think.
すべてそこに秘められている。
では引き続き語りましょう。1980年、私が事件を決意する6年前から。第6章、試される日。
And I think that's where we'll have to pick it up next time. I usually go a little bit longer, but I'm an EP princess today. So we'll start chapter 6 of chapter 7 next week. There won't be a stream tomorrow. Tomorrow I get to actually do something real special for myself. For me alone! I get to watch Shin Kamen Rider tomorrow because it's in a theater near me. So that's way, 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 way more important than you guys. No disrespect intended. Actually, full disrespect intended. I love Kamen Rider more than I could ever love any single one of you. And then on Thursday, I'm doing a collab stream with my friend, my Oomfie, my bestie, Gyaru Garo. We're gonna stream, we're gonna play Final Fight 1 to 3 together, and then on Friday, Street Fighter 6 comes out. So that's the plan for this week, if you didn't already know. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Come back on Thursday for Final Fight with Gyaru, my friend. Who should we raid? We're gonna raid Bridget, because she's also in Visual Novel World. In Danganronpa, which is adjacent to Umineko, but probably not as good. So go raid her, and just like if you're sub to me, just post a bunch of emotes in her chat room. Thanks everybody. See you on Thursday.